And with that, my friends, we finally, after long last, so long, return to the Auroraverse. Hello everybody, welcome to the stream today. My name is Sensei Suplex, and today we have the likes of Seven Souls, the return of Soulbound. Hope you guys are ready for an awesome and epic time, and how the heck do you guys do this whole streaming thing? It's been so long. That's my friend. Oh wait, what the? Hey, Sensei, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. There we go. Boom. There we go. There we go. I think everything should be good now. You said the thing wasn't playing any sound. Why didn't anybody say anything during the thingy? Whatever. What can you do? Like I said before, it's gonna be a wild time. There's gonna be technical issues. There's gonna be wackadoodle, random, strange issues, and all that sort of stuff. So hey, just bear with me for the time being, and more, and just be here for the game, be here for the awesome and epic times. Or it's gonna be a fun one. So that's all I sort of ask from you. We're gonna fix this a little bit as well to center me. But yeah, hope your day has been well. A couple of little quick announcements, real quick, so we don't delay too long from the game. First things first is that for West March's stuff, be sure to check your DMs. I did actually DM a lot of people regarding like, hey, if you've been accepted to the West March's thing yet. If you don't respond within like 2 days or so, then I'm gonna just keep on moving on, going from there. Past that, be sure to check the announcements chat in the Discord. We have a lot of important announcements over there that I might not be able to cover over right now, specifically regarding like a Discord manager, a bunch of the maps, a bunch of the art, a bunch of the new videos for highlighting stuff, all that craziness. Be sure to just make sure you're kind of aware of what's going on with that. Lastly, for the side of Twitch things, yes, we do have inspiration as an available thing. So you guys can actually affect the sessions and more by giving out inspiration to to the players. So you just go over to the Twitch side of things, use your channel points, and you can give inspiration there. I highly recommend though that you wait till in the session when the session actually starts to give a set inspiration out, rather than front loading inspiration at the beginning, and then nothing cool can kind of happen in the game or whatever, right? So yeah, that's all my announcements. And without further ado, let's do this. Let's do this. Alrighty. I'm gonna swap on over. We're gonna see what's going on. I hope this thing works. Okay, done deafening. 3, 2, 1.
Oh Lord, he come.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh Lord, he here.
Oh Lord, he here.
Oh man, it actually works. I'm like, oh god, okay, am I gonna unmute and like nothing's gonna work? Finally, it's time. Oh man, how y'all doing? Y'all tired as hell? What's the mood? What's the vibe today?
We're tired, but ready to make fucking go.
The Seven Souls experience, baby.
Oh man, 2 hours of sleep. That's all I need. Let's go.
Yep. Got my 2-hour cat nap. Ready to go, man. This is gonna be
Got
great.
my short rest. Let's go.
I'm glad some things never change.
As hell after all the training.
Yep.
I'm glad like some things just never change. Oh man, we're gonna see. We're gonna
It's gonna
see.
be great.
All right. Also, so yeah, we're just rocking with this this overlay for the time being. I didn't have time to set up the new overlay, and I still don't have to, because I gotta get those little character thingies that I was mentioning before. So we'll probably have that. I doubt we'll have it done by next week. But hey, if you guys got nothing better to do in like the background, maybe scene isn't on you, you can do those little 2 character thingies. Most of you guys know what I'm talking about, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, just look in the bottom left of my camera. And yeah, just work on those, see if you want to update them or change anything important. And yeah, just drop them in the in-game content chat, and I will pin it and then look into it later. Sound good? All right. Yeah, I can do that. Dread, give me 2 seconds. Yeah, I think when everything resized, it just broke again. So there we go.
Oh boy, gotta get in character again. Woo.
Who is your character? Is your character actually just Madra?
Nah, he's me, but like more honest.
I see. No, I'm just fucking with you. All right. Okay, I got 2 things. All right, I think I'm good to go. Everybody's loaded into Foundry, no issues there. Just trying to like go through the little checklist, you know? All right, yo. If that's the case, then it's been a while, but all I ask for you is play a little intro music and gather around the table. And let me tell you all a Voden fable. To gather around for the tale of these band of champions. For this, my friend, is the tale of the corruption within, and that of an everlasting frost. For this is the infamous tale of the Frost Maiden and the 7 Souls. Our tale, it began long ago as eventually these unlikely heroes would journey high upon the mountaintops where they were asked to find Elowin, the Frost Maiden's love. Here, eventually they'd let them know that where exactly to go and what to do in this chaotic wasteland known as Voden. However, what they wouldn't be aware of is that they would be on the journey of a lifetime to literally go to hell and back. On their way and throughout their journey, they'd gather new allies and make more friends and enemies on their journey. From sins of gluttony to Daku and Sharkfolk to even redeeming enemies into newfound allies, such as Sephic, Caltro. However, upon these 7 souls entering the likes of hell, they'd be faced with challenge after challenge, all while being hunted down by an astral force. This force seeking to destroy anything or anyone in the underworld not belonging there. These were the hunters known as the Falaskia. And eventually, the 7 souls gathering their strength, they do battle against said foes in an epic climax where they'd find Elowin, a god wrapped in astral chains by the corruption commander, Auroraverse. Escaping barely with what little strength they had left, they'd survive to live another day and settle down for a bit. But now, my friends, the week has passed and the next journey is here. Our heroes are preparing to head to the grand tournament of Bayani, a tournament said to aid the soulbound and what could potentially save or doom all of soulbound and all of Voden. With that, we look forth to this new chapter, as this is their story. A story of heroism, their story of redemption and freedom from a cruel astral grasp. This is the story of Soulbound, 7 Souls. With that, my friends, we pick back up exactly where we left off, a little bit afterwards, as we into a small little redone hut after a week's worth of work. All right, y'all, I'm gonna swap scenes over here. Actually, I'm gonna do it in just a moment. You guys are gonna be rocking on this scene for a bit. Just a little basic starting soon thingy. So, I can do that, and I can do this. There we go. Thank you, YouTube. So, as we begin to look towards a smaller hut in the Azure Taiga, a realm home to Viking-esque warriors known as the Velkin, we look around and we see as the 7 Souls specifically, they are hidden away and tucked away in a small little valley and grove that is actually free from a little bit of the snow and a little bit of the harsh climates typical to the taiga. They've taken this little small area and grove to make it a little bit of a makeshift home for themselves, as they've done multiple things such as training, such as investigating the area, as well as socializing and taking a break for the time being. But all of this has been hard work no matter what. Or look in to see everyone passed out, sleeping from a hard day's work. Graz and Ulf, them, those two having their bigger beds for the bigger individuals, they are completely worn out from either Valkyrie training or even the bits of martial training that they sort of embarked on to either help their newfound allies trying to embark on a new path or to even hone up on their own skills. Resnick, a newer individual, the Kitsune Fable Ranger, also exhausted from their new training as they head and forge their own path. A heavenly path. Path of monkedom. As they train and push themselves every day to push their limits. The same case and story for Anthrax, as he's learning how to be tougher, faster, stronger, and more precise. As they begin to pick up a new, or more so specialize in a different type of weaponry than what they've normally seen and focused on before. Though they still may be a bard, some things might be a little bit easier when you have a firearm in your hand instead. Regardless, you even notice as Rashid has reached his limits, as you see chains are scattered about his scarred body, and you can even see a couple of Rashid's notes on Voden, specifically Graz's handy dandy little notebooking guide, scattered about next to Zappy, who seems to have even fallen asleep eating his notes as well. Regardless, everyone is asleep, but we look towards you, Yahato, as something begins to awaken you. You overhear something in the night. At first, it seems to be a little bit of rumbling. It begins to sort of shift for a moment, and you hear a couple of footsteps out. Your oculi eye and perception begins to sort of go off, and you look all around you, see if there's any sense of danger. But then you hear something else. You hear giggling, you hear laughing. It's strange, but regardless, this is what you hear as you awaken in the middle of the night. The choice is yours on what you would like to do. As we look over to about right here, I don't care who gets top bunk or bottom bunk, but Yahato, this is where you would
Taking
be.
the top one. All dibs on the top one.
All right, well, there you go. So, Yahato, what would you find yourself doing in this moment in time?
So what exactly did he see?
You look around and you don't necessarily see anything of note. You don't see like any random like ninjas or whatever in the dark sneaking around and trying to assassinate like Anth or something. But you do hear at least that there is some sort of rumbling and giggling or laughing somewhere in this house or somewhere maybe outside of the house. That is what you hear rather than see.
Oh boy. Did you hear something? Come.
What? What's up? What's going on?
I think I heard something. Am I hallucinating? Did you hear anything?
No, you just woke me up. Why would you assume I heard anything?
I don't know, man. Right. Where was the laughter like kind of coming from?
Yeah, you'd know it's coming a little bit from the kind of like the living room sort of area, kind of towards that area where you guys typically sit down and plan stuff out.
Like, wait, can you ping it on the map?
Yeah, like somewhere around here,
alright.
like roughly,
So around
like
here, alright.
around there.
If that's the case, knowing that Ant is awake, he'd like wake up, you know, whatever the fuck he's wearing, and basically like walk.
Easy enough.
Also, because he's an extra, he will summon his polearm just in case.
Fair enough, fair enough. Immediately as you summon it forth, the water begins to form, eventually materializes into the spear of the Sage Blade.
Sages. Mm-hmm. Do I see something?
You look around and make a perception check for me, Yahato.
Sight?
Yeah, this would be sight.
Perception.
First roll back, not bad, 12. I will take that. So you look around and you sort of approaching, kind of checking your corners just again, because you're not sure whether this is dangerous or not, but as you look and see, a couple of lamps or lights are sort of still flickering on. You look to see if there's any looming or shifting shadows about, but there doesn't seem to be anything. Your eyes begin to sort of start peeling over towards the corner over here as you think you saw something for a moment, but realize it's just your imagination. You sort of slack your shoulders for a bit as the coast seems to be clear as far as you're aware. And then you almost jump for a moment as you hear more of that sort of giggling and laughing. As you hear... Ah, my goodness. I wish they had all of this in... I wish this had this in Elysia, really, to be honest. This is great. Oh my gosh, I love 18 so much. And that's what you sort of hear off in the background.
Alright, who the fuck is here? Show yourself.
You look over and you kind of see as... You don't see anybody, but one person that you do see just jumping up, like sort of more so super excited and just involved and engrossed in whatever the heck they're doing. You see as Elowin actually jumps up from the couch, like sort of almost in this sort of super animated and cheered sort of, or cheery sort of mood and expression as you look over at them and they're, so they are in full mom mode. They have their PJs on, they have their little divine slippers on, and they are looking at, from what you can tell, the TV that you guys have still from Tony's house. Yes. And you see as they are in the midst of watching, as you guys have it, Dragon Ball Z.
Yes.
But besides that, you see as she's sort of like super excited and more. She has a bowl of fruits and veggies, hair in a bun, all that sort of stuff. And you look over at the strange individuals with spiky hair screaming while powering up. And it seems to be that is the only thing that seems to be of danger in this little environment and more. She'll look over and as she kind of stands up, kind of looking over with her passive perception of who fucking knows how much at this point, and says, I'm sorry, did I wake you?
You look at her like, you give her the sleepy eyes like, Jesus fucking Christ, I just woke up, holy fucking shit. Okay, can I look for the remote control?
It's right beside her over here.
Hold on, let me look at my spell list.
Sure.
It wouldn't do damage to it if I lightning lure that shit.
Yeah, for flavor, I'll let it happen.
Alright, cool. He'll grab it and reduce the volume.
As you sort of do, immediately lightning luring it and sort of turning it down. I guess it is a little bit loud. I didn't really know how to sort of work this thing. It just was, it kind of woke me up anyways, and I was like, wow, that's a lot of bright colors, and that's, I don't know, this is what, is this always been, is this how long has this been a thing?
We've had it since, I don't know, some weird magic portals happened. It's fucking complicated, honestly. I don't get shit, really. I don't get it, but it's entertaining.
I remember Vitalia sort of saying something maybe about this in Zenobia when she was there, but I never really got sort of stationed there and such. But I think they, wait, here, come. This is probably the best part. I think they call this sort of thing Dragon Sage Z or Dragon Ball Z. I don't know. It's weird, and that one right there, that one. And she sort of points over to, now I know you, Madra, probably do know. Points at like this individual, this one with blonde hair, kind of like a blue jacket and more. And she's in the process of kicking the shit out of somebody and breaking their arm with bright, spiky blonde hair and blue armor. That one. I don't know about her. I think she's my favorite. Do you have a favorite?
No. He's lying, by the way.
Yeah, you gotta
she's
make a
your
deception
mom,
check,
bro.
You
Yeah, she's
gotta
gonna
make a deception
know.
check.
Yep. Can I roll it at disadvantage?
Sure. 10. She'll kind of give you that knowing look like, come on. Come on.
What was the main guy's name again?
I'm not sure. I think it's like Roku or something.
Yeah, go. Yeah, that's that one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm still getting used to this whole thing. I know this is probably a little weird and such. Well, seeing me kind of, I guess, in this way and such, but it's very rare that well, Valkyrie and I guess a goddess of the sorts gets to actually like sort of relax and not have to worry about impending doom in the world. So hey, this is definitely a nice change here. If you don't, if you're okay, you can join me if you want. You don't, but if you're too
do
tired,
you not
then
sleep?
oh no, we don't really need to sleep. That's yeah.
Kind of fucked
get
up
used
shit
to
is that? Fucking god privileges. Gee.
I mean, I wouldn't be. I'm actually surprised that you don't feel a little bit more rejuvenated. But I guess that's probably towards the more so the fiendish side, if anything. It's understandable, I guess. But I guess it's
But yeah. Sure. I'll sit down.
You'll see as you kind of sit down, she kind of like immediately sort of clears out the sort of like, you ever had like somebody like who's been crashing at your place or whatever, and they just been crashing on the couch and just that is their spot. Yeah, it's basically that's the same thing with Elowen or whatever right now. So she just kind of clears off all the random junk and random BS.
Yeah, so me in real life, yeah, gotcha.
Fair enough. So yeah, she clears it out, sort of tosses it off to the side. I'll clean that up later. And make an insight check for me, Yahato.
Ooh, insight. I like insight.
Yeah, you do.
I really do fucking
You
love
really do
insight.
like insight, and in fact, you like it so much. Hey, Yahato, that's a nat 20. You're an amnesiac. I believe, unless I'm crazy, that is your final proficiency. Am I wrong?
I'm so glad it's on insight.
As you look over towards Elowen for a moment, you kind of see her body language, her expression, and it's definitely, you can easily tell that this is strange for her. This feels weird or awkward for her, but within good reason. You look over and she is deep behind the little or I wouldn't say a facade, but more so deep behind her expression for face value. She is definitely sad, specifically sad in the sense that she wasn't able to sort of do this beforehand. She wasn't able to more so look at you and sort of be able to enjoy these sort of, how you say, moments and such of just simple peace and not being at war or training you for battle or anything of that nature. And fast forward, since probably the last time she's seen you, you've already grown up. You're already a full-on adult man, and she wasn't able to really see much of any of it. Now you yourself, you're not entirely sure due to your amnesia exactly how much she missed, but it has to at least be 10 years, you know? And that's a long, long sort of time. With your insight check, you sort of begin to start reminiscing of the past and more. Those little bits of times in the taiga where you were maybe training, and you can kind of see as Vitalia or Elwyn or any of the other sort of Valkyries or warriors of the Vulcan training you and teaching you the ways, and you always still being distant regardless. That's what you're able to understand with your insight check of a nat 20, but you also gain permanent proficiency with it.
Was
With
cool.
With that, you can update your... Actually, I'll update your character sheet. You'll need to update it on D&D Beyond, though.
Yeah, I did update it on the
Sweet.
D&D Beyond.
So,
Yeah, noticing that he would, like, while he's sitting down, he would drop the, oh, I'm a fucking man attitude. Like, just lean a bit forward, still watching TV, and just like, so, how long has it been?
she'll look over and she'll eventually realize what you mean and say, well, that's the thing in Voden, you know? It could have been 2 years, 10 years, 40 years and such. No one truly knows, but my answer would be too long. Too long.
I see. So, what happened exactly? Too long ago?
I figured you'd ask this. And also for an out-of-game context, if at any point, like, you just want to sort of explain, like, hey, I explained this to the group, well, what happened, like, this conversation. Yeah, you can just do that, you know? So you don't, anybody, like, outside, you don't have to feel like, oh, well, you know, I don't get to know this crap. You're good.
Nah, he's probably gonna tell most of this, to the party later, but yeah.
Well, you see, I believe that you were born in I think they refer to it as the third cycle and such. You and a bunch of other individuals. Well, I'll save that for another time. But essentially, the darkness, you refer to it as the darkness, right?
Yeah.
The darkness and such, in typical Voden fashion, they decide to enact Ragnarok, or Cataclysm, if you will. And you were but a child in either the third or fourth cycle. It's unclear to me exactly which one it was, but regardless, you were only about, what, I want to say 6, maybe 8 at most, at absolute most, and you were very, very adamant about fighting in the war and sort of fighting for your honor to be a true Vulcan warrior, to die in the name of the gods and fight alongside them and such, but I could never sort of send you out to experience that. Vitalia, she is one to revel in the likes of battle and such. Well, more than me. Very well skilled into it, but even her, she didn't want you to have to experience battle in such a way. At least not this one. And when she wished for it, I knew that I could, by any means, never let that happen. So, I contacted one of the Valkyries and such. I believe her name, Stephanie, if you will. She, was one of my trusted warriors, well, at least Batalia's, trusted warriors under her jurisdiction, and I wanted her to at least take you as far away as possible. I trusted her as she had, she was a powerful warrior in her own rights, and she had this weapon of how you say, not necessarily a god weapon, but a weapon made from
Dragons?
yes and no. More so a weapon fit for this cataclysm, as you will, but more so not entirely whole, more so from that realm of power. Out of game, you could understand that she's referring to the weapons of the Elysian Cataclysm weapons. Same thing with like Azora's like Masamune. That nature, but a lesser version of it as it wasn't completed. That's what she's basically saying.
Like, not the Sage Blade?
She's referring to this, or she's saying the Sage Blade is an incomplete version of, let's say, the Masamune or something of that nature.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Seeing her say that, he would, like, summon the weapon not as a glaive, but as its previous katana form,
Okay.
and ask, this one?
Her eyes will go wide and... Yes, that's the one. Yes. I saw you still... I wasn't entirely sure if you still had it, because you had a spear of the sorts, but... Or a glaive... Wait, is it a spear or a glaive, actually?
It's a glaive.
Glaive, gotcha, okay. Yeah, you had a glaive of the sorts, but...
Yeah. I could change it, personal preference. But it's still the same.
Regardless, I figured that since she was a champion of one of the sages anyways, and she had been working she had came from the same cycle as another individual. You and the others, you have those little marks and such. Are you familiar with I think maybe Gross Rah. I think she mentioned someone named Dre Axel or Cephik or something like that. As far as I'm concerned, Stephanie was from that sort of, cycle or that era alongside them.
Ooh. I see.
But she came into Voden around then and had that blade, so I figured that after going into the Ishtar and Grand Armory, she would be well suited as a warrior to protect you, at least for the time being. And you see she getting with that insight from earlier. It's more so she's trying to like explain her shortcomings, but it's definitely tough for her. But she continues and says, "It was never meant to be a permanent thing. I really wish that you don't think that. It was never supposed to be that, or for this long."
Please. I don't want to hear that. I understand. If you ask me, it's still kind of fucked up. But I'm not gonna hold it against you. I mean, how can I? And,
Yes.
even though it took... well, too long, as you said. We're here now. Isn't that what's important?
I'll go over for a moment, just kind of wipe something from her eye and say, "Yeah, it is." But speaking of which, well, here, I'll say this, let's, we only have a bit of time anyway, so let's not worry about, or so much of, the darker past, Let's just enjoy the happy, and she'll look over towards Dragon Ball Z, loud presence.
Sure. What question though? This, as he points to the triangle that's on his face, is this like related to this whole weird Falcon thing, or what's it about?
Not really. It's more of, that one is more of a, how you say... I wouldn't say like it's a mark to sort that was intentionally put on all of us. Like all of our family members to sort of, you know, get known. It's more so, I wouldn't say a defect, I don't like that word, but like more so our direct family, if you will. You see, the Velkin and such, we come from many clans and different sort of worlds and more, but not really much of a way to sort of, how you say, understand when who's family to who and all that sort of stuff. But especially in your case, why it's not exactly like mine, yours was more so, well, you kind of did that on your own, to be honest. You're super adamant about being one of the Velkin and such, and Vitalia lost her shit when she saw you do that. But you came in and like, hey, mom, and you showed us that, and she, oh goodness, she had a word with me about not keeping you in her sight for long, or not keeping up with you for so long.
Yeah, so proud of myself.
But essentially, it's we sort of just, you marked it down because of your sort of heritage as an oculi. Once you sort of figured that out. Also, at this point, just almost completely out of the blue, you see she's sort of looking over. Oh, wait, I like this part. Oh, hold on, I love this part. And she sees she begins to start doing the freaking Kamehameha pose for a second, and then bam, immediately unleashes it for a moment. She's a full-on fucking weeb, bro.
Yeah, visible face palming.
And as this sort of happens, she sort of jumps up and she begins to sort of throw her hands up in excitement. Yeah! And almost sort of smacking you in the face, you see as both of the sort of angelic wings begin to sort of bamf out from her. And she doesn't even necessarily notice it, but you can definitely see how the sort of bits of wings begin to sort of flourish for a moment. Now, one thing with her is that with Vitalia, it's more so frozen wings that are kind of deteriorating. Her wings are a little bit different, where it's more so nature's kind of intertwined and involved with it in the final design and such. That she even grows a little bit of a flower crown amongst her for a moment, just kind of subconsciously, you know. Sorry about that. And she'll kind of like bamf him back. I don't know. I really like this show.
Yeah, understandable.
Speaking of which, have you, out of curiosity, have you sort of, she kind of starts motioning towards your back.
Oh.
Have you sort of, you know, kind of like what I did yet? Have you done that yet, or no, not yet? Oh crap! Did I miss that again?
Wait,
oh my
wait,
goodness!
Hold on. Are you saying I can do that?
Well, yes. Why wouldn't you be? You're my son. Well, kind of, at least, and it's complicated. But oh wait. You haven't, and you'll see as she immediately grabs your head and she kind of like begins to sort of move your hair out from Lay and look towards your forehead. She's trying to look for something. Okay, no horns. Okay. I don't know. You telling me you haven't sort of grown your wings? What about the Valkyrie? Has she grown her or spotted her wings yet?
I don't think so. I mean, well, we use magic and all, so flying isn't something new, but wings that grew naturally? Nah.
Well, it's in your nature and such. Well, Are you aware of what exactly you are?
Anoculi? As he tilts his head.
And write down your notes, because this is very important.
Oh boy. Oh,
This is something I've been hinting, or I wanted to do since literally the Spirit's Journey campaign years ago. But I never got to sort of do it fully, so I had to implement it elsewhere. You are an oculi, but you're also a divine. You're halfsies. You are what's known as a Nephir. And Nephir is another term for Aurora or Nephilim. Half deep.
Yeah,
or
I
half
was
devil,
waiting for it.
Half angel.
I was waiting for it. We've been joking about it for 2 months.
This weeb ass blonde skinny anime protagonist
You
is
couldn't make him
officially-
even more
you
anime.
couldn't make him even more anime.
You're
Thank you.
goddamn
So
right I
Holy
can,
shit.
and I'll keep
you
doing
gave
it.
me a gift.
Holy shit.
You're goddamn right, and I'll keep going.
Alright, keep going.
But you and a couple of other sort of oculi. Well, oculi as they're not really. Some of the Vulcan specifically, they weren't really born as a typical sort of fashion. I don't hear. And so she kind of looks serious for this. Like to please understand for a moment. I and Vitalia are your mothers, but we are. Vitalia isn't your biological mother, as you could probably imagine. I somewhat am, but you were more so created, along with a bunch of the other oculi as well.
A Lamau, I guess? What the fuck do you mean created?
You see, I don't know exactly how and why. We never were able to find the perpetrator or the ancestor who ended up tainting the. Well, I shouldn't say that. Who altered the bloodline and such. From a purely divine one to that of a. Nephir bloodline. But an individual made a pact with a. For a lack of a better. It's easier to say it, but. Excuse me, I'm sorry, but a corrupted devil. They made a pact with it, and. When they did. All hell broke loose all over Voden. Individuals, I believe that. Even Vitalia sort of looked highly of, and. Such as, I believe, well, an individual named Rayla, she was also afflicted with this and created alongside this. You as well. As this devil of the sorts. And you'll see as she'll begin to write it out in Celestial, or at least in a language that you can understand, and she begins to write out, this devil, and it spells out, Ral Rakar is the individual who created you.
Motherfucker.
So, out of game, because you guys will never understand this anyways, Spike literally made a pact with the Sewer King and Dendar to kill all the corruption, not knowing that she was made by the corruption in the first place and her father's actually Ral Rakar. Like actual biological father rather than like, you know, the other one. So,
The lore.
there you go. So that's what it meant when I was saying like they're half devil and half angel. That's kind of where they come from. You guys were actually divine, but you guys were tainted from the bloodline because oculi can be changed rather than they don't have to necessarily be born with it.
see. I
So?
see.
You guys, in fact, or were created rather.
Hmm. Hold on 1 second. You know, really enjoying this conversation. Really, but I feel like things are getting a bit too important and less personal. Do you mind if we wait until the others wake up so we could continue this conversation and they could hear all of it?
That's fine. With that, she'll look over and he'll begin to try her best to sort of watch the rest of Dragon Ball until eventually passing the fuck out and the rest of the Seven Souls sort of awakening. Yato, do you even fall asleep, or are you just awake the
Oh.
entire night?
He'll sleep on the couch right beside her.
Easy enough. With that, eventually, as you all begin to awaken, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Let's do you. Hey, Ulf. You just
Bro, Ulf is trying to out-snore this bear right now. I'm not gonna lie.
Fair enough. All right, so you know what? Here, I'm gonna tell you what. Let's do this. Make this a competition. Ulf and Graz, I need you to make Constitution saving throws for me. Or no, not even saving throws. Just make it checks. Just make it checks. Because here's
you
what's
got
about
you
to
got
happen.
lucky it wasn't a saving throw. You got lucky.
9, 11. All right, so.
Oh yeah, you got super lucky it wasn't a saving throw.
So, you're kind of trying to snore your heart out or whatever, but you're having a little bit of trouble against the actual freaking bear. Eventually, you see as you're trying to get a good, nice rest, you're bloodied up, you're scarred and more before you just feel a bunch of sort of something licking your face over and over and over again, and you just hear, "Hey, Ulf, 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 hey, wake up, because you can understand him now. Hey, wake up, wake up.
What? You need to go out again. Oh,
Yeah. I gotta go. Can I go?
All right, let's go.
At this point, it's around, the sun has sort of risen and more, and eventually you'll see a Zap will just sort of bamf out and just kind of like fly over towards the side beside you. Hey, so what'd you dream about?
Getting more sleep.
Oh, I couldn't really sleep. I was too busy trying to read whatever was sort of trying to write out with the little snake mans or whatever, and I got bored after the whole thing with the world tree. But I couldn't really go to sleep because I just had to sort of try to yeah. What was I talking about again?
You were talking about how we should definitely make food and yeah, just go out. I'll make us some breakfast.
Oh, okay. Should I go try hunting again, or is it gonna be are we gonna tag team this?
That's a damn good question. Here, hunting. Like it fucking runs around the table. All right, we're awake. All right, let's do this.
Easy enough. As you guys sort of go about go hunting and such, you guys are probably the rest of you would probably be able to hear. I'd say someone's gonna have to wake up, Graz. I'll be real with you. I'd say Anth and Resnick. Yeah, you two would probably wake up as the door sort of gets shut, closed, and you kind of hear as Ulf is putting on their armor, all the armor and the shields and more, just to, just in case, and they're getting ready to head out. As the door sort of shuts, Ulf, before we go to those two, make a survival check. You get advantage. We're using the rules that we said for hunting and stuff we came up with.
Yeah, that's fun. Aha! Bro, I've been hunting this whole time. I'm an expert.
Good stuff. Between you and Zappy, you guys are able to find everything that you possibly need to make a good old breakfast for everybody. Hell, you can make even twice or almost thrice as much as you need when you're able to bring back all the sort of rations and bits of food and materials. So you're out for about not too long, not too long, but is there anything specific that's happening out on the hunt, or nah, nothing crazy?
Nah, I wouldn't think it was anything crazy.
All right, easy enough. So while you guys are sort of heading over there, Zappy is trying their new little spells and sort of abilities and all that sort of stuff. But let's look over towards Ant and Rezi. So what are you sort of two doing as you kind of hear the door shut, close, and kind of shakes the entire room, or shakes the entire house? And we'll start off with Ant, and we'll go to Rez. How about that?
All right. And I mean, he's already awake because somebody already woke him up during the night, and there's been someone fucking competitively snoring next to him throughout the night. And he just wakes up like, God damn, this house is so fucking loud. Fuck. Seeing that there's the bear still, well, sleeping, he's gonna go to the kitchen and try and make a tiny bit of breakfast for himself, and also create a bait to create something that has strong enough smell to wake up the bear.
Oh God. All right, easy enough. I'll tell you what, make a, I don't know, survival or wisdom check, your choice, and we'll see what happens. Just kind of nothing like super crazy for breakfast, just like getting something to wake her up, really, and just a little snack.
Yeah. Gonna do this. Oh well, it's gonna be horrible.
Okay, so if 5 doesn't fail, it's more so what's gonna end up happening. So you think that, yeah, this will be good. Yeah, you got this. This, you kind of sort of almost look over at the sort of creation that you've made, and it's kind of like, oh no, I think that's from the south, like chitlins or whatever. Not like actually making chitlins, but more so the smell of it is like, God damn. That'll wake up anybody. So you have the food, you're good to go.
Yeah. Taking what he's created and bringing it, I assume there's like some kind of stand next to the bed.
Probably.
That he's going to lay it on and move away as if he's never been here.
Easy enough. Easy
and
enough.
Make something far more simple for himself in the kitchen to eat.
You got it. Before we deal with the ramifications of that, Resnick, what would you be doing as you sort of see as Asu sort of pass out at the edge or the end of your bed?
Okay. Hey, buddy. Wake up time.
What?
Yeah,
No. Can I have 5 more minutes, please?
No 5 more minutes.
Just like a little bit. Just tiny bit.
I'm just gonna pick him up and bring him with me.
Okay,
don't
here
worry.
we go. We're going for a ride. Oh, God damn it.
We're going for a ride.
As you kind of pick him up and hoist him for a second, you'll see as he kind of like just begins to do his morning little sort of water routine, kind of just spits up a little bit. And you'll see as Rashid is kind of snoring for a bit, and wham, just right into his face, the little water yokai begins to look or spill a little bit of water over towards him. I'm not going to ask. I'm not going to ask. Good morning to you, Resnick.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I needed to wake up later. But it's fine, you know? We can wake up now. Wonderful. We got a great night's rest. Ain't that right, Chet? Oh, dear Lord. Kind of stretch and move. Go ahead, Rez.
No, he's just gonna keep on. He's like, all right, let's get going, buddy. Fresh, cold air, semi-cold air to work with. No, wait, hold on. That's probably should wake up Graz.
You look over, and as you do, you just immediately, your nose hairs begin to burn for a second. As you smell, you and Graz begin to smell probably what seems like 50 fucking Velkin dying or farting in a barn. just all in one single location. It smells horrific. And for a moment, Graz, it almost feels like you're on a battlefield with how bad it smells. Rez, you can kind of look over and you see as Graz is kind of like turning away. You can just fully wake her, but if not, whatever that thing or dish that Anth cooked, it's gonna wake her up immediately, or wake her up sooner enough anyways.
I don't know where that came from, but I need to stay far away from that. Hey, Graz, need to get away from this. I feel like it's maybe poisonous. Shake, shake, shake.
There you go. There we go. As he shakes, like, I don't know, like I'm just he's like grabbing like her foot or something and just being like, hey.
Eh.
She slowly wakes up and looks around and then gives a big old bear. Oh God. Oh.
Yeah, y'all two awake.
Good morning.
Morning.
What? Did you?
Nope, not me. I didn't make it.
Okay. All right. She will
Yep.
get up and grab the food. And is there a window here?
Sure.
Can't remember if
Yeah.
there was a window.
I think it's to upstairs, but it's just under construction, AK from Bill Roy.
No, you know what? She will take it, and I'm assuming that Elowin, being a hippie nature nerd, has a compost pile, and she will go and take that food wherever that compost pile is, drop it in, put some dirt on top of it so that the smell doesn't go anywhere, and then...
I'd like to add, when you pass by, you'll just hear from him. It was already there when I woke up. It must have been one of the ones who were already awake when I came by.
Around at this point, Graz, as you're kind of waking up and heading toward outside to the compost thing, you would probably see as Ulf and Zapier kind of returning back from the little outing and such. You look over and Zapier is probably extremely excited, like, yeah. Did you see when I sort of did the little blasty blasted and all that sort of stuff? When I was like, boom, and roared like a sort of dragon, right?
If it smells as bad as you're saying, I think Zappy's gonna pick up on it, but so's Ulf. What died? Shit!
He kind of like goes down and starts trying to cover his nose with his paws.
She's like holding her own nose and is like, I don't know, but I'm taking care of it. I don't know.
I think the bear farted.
Somebody should teach her manners. Oh God.
You can take a plate of food and holding her own nose.
That might be the accurate narrative, but this is the funnier narrative.
Yeah, I know.
You're gonna eat that?
Nope, absolutely not. I'm taking this out. I don't know who made this, but they need to work on it.
Oh boy. Well, I brought real food, but I don't know.
Oh, thank the gods. Yeah, bring that in. This is terrible.
I was gonna think twice about this, and he's gonna look at the house where the smell had originated from, and instead he's going over to the fire pit instead. Like he's like, I ain't going to that fucking house. I ain't having it, bro.
Oh man, easy enough.
We're gonna roast some meat on the fire is what we're gonna do.
Fucking grilling. Easy enough. But yeah, you start sort of cooking up some food, and I guess if you want to make any of the things from like the cooking mechanics, you can also do that as well. That's easy enough to do. Your choice.
I was gonna start doing that. Do you have the cooking mechanics handy? What ones we actually have?
I can go find it. It's probably in me and Sean's DMs. Let me go.
I think Sean sent me some of them.
Yeah. Gotta scroll up for it. It's not. Alright, here it is. Bam. Copy link. I'm gonna just drop it in the in-game content chat. Sound good?
Sounds good. Yep, because this is gonna be a thing that Ulf is gonna start doing regularly this arc.
Cool.
He's gonna start cooking food.
There you go.
Just let me know what you want me to roll.
Oh, it's Is it? It's a cooking check, so like cooking utensil check. So if you're not proficient with it yet, that's fine. You just make a wisdom check for now.
Okay. It'll be a wisdom check then, as I'm gonna try to start cooking some food. Oh, and this is not gonna be good. All right. Can I if Zappy smells the food as it's going, and because I can actually talk to him, right? Can he tell me when I'm about to burn something, or when I'm about as we're trying to learn to cook together?
Well, let me roll a wisdom check and I'll tell you. He is the worst cook imaginable. No.
All right, I'm probably not much better, but we're gonna try.
He'll think it's like either undercooked or like super overcooked when it's completely not.
All right. Well, we're still gonna try. So tuna head, because I figure since we're out here in the wild, and maybe some wild bacon, because bacon.
Why not?
All right. You just said a wisdom check.
Yeah. Ooh,
You want to say a worse? Yeah, no. It's a good thing that I wasn't doing this in the house.
This is actually like y'all doing a competition over here. But you do have another wisdom check. Oh wait, you were making Okay, I see what you're trying to do. Yeah, they all have the same DC. So
all I can say is somebody else made the food, not that.
So with that, Graz, you kind of look over, and as you're getting ready to head back in, or unless you're staying out, it's up to you. You kind of look over at Ulf, and yeah, that shit's definitely burnt.
I have burned the shit out of this bacon. Like it's black.
It is. It's something.
She was probably like taking a step towards him, and then she looks at the bacon. She's like, nope, and then just walks right on in as if she was going to be doing that the whole time. And Anth, is there like a table full of food over here, or was that just food for you?
I would say, because Anne definitely isn't a great cook. Surprise there, but he would probably just have a tray of like these pieces of food that make sense, are easy to do, easy to prepare. Pretty much just requires like cutting them to pieces or something, like basically salads, maybe fruits or something like that, and whatever we have. Maybe already some prepared meats here and there, but nothing special, nothing that actually requires any real cooking.
Yeah, easy enough.
Still food.
Still good enough to eat. All right.
It fills your belly.
Also, I imagine Ulf, for the whole bacon thing, it's more so like you were cooking, but you were cooking on like Rick's sort of furnace. Remember that conversation a long while ago where it just burns and heats it up within 10 seconds? Yeah, it's like that.
Doesn't matter. You know what? I'm gonna say anyhow, even if it's black like charcoal, I'm just gonna eat it anyhow.
Good lord. Oh man.
Not wasting food here.
No, you can't waste food out here.
Oh goodness gracious. While that's sort of happening, Elo is sort of awoken and sort of sees you all waving. But Yahato, is there anything that you're doing as you're also awoken?
Shit, I was muted. Nah, he's still waking up.
Easy peasy. I guess if that's the case, what about you, Rez? Are you doing anything specific or nah?
Man, Rez is smelling all this cooking that's going on, and just like, maybe I should try my hand at this. Everybody else is gonna start doing this, and I'm smelling just not great.
Seems like the bar is pretty low, if you want to try.
Yeah, man, maybe Rez should get this. Oh, he's gonna try and make something.
All right, let's see. Wisdom check for me, please. Can you do it? You just gotta beat a 5.
Oh goddamn!
Oh goddamn!
Nice.
All right, Rez. I'll tell you what. If you can describe.
Out here.
So, what is the process of this? What does this kind of look like as you're making all the food? What are you making specifically?
He just goes up and looks around at what we got. It's like, not used to this. And then he immediately goes into pan frying things and large fire and being chatting about some good meats, sausage, bacon, and some toasted bread and butter, maybe.
Easy enough.
100% sure. Yeah, but he do some good frying.
as you're sort of doing that, Anthony kind of look over, and Garage, you kind of notice as finally some good fucking food.
Finally, some good fucking food.
But and with the likes of your vegetables and salads and more, with Resnick's sort of meats and more, you guys actually have a decent, well-balanced breakfast for the day. With that, you guys are good to go. So, are you guys sort of gathering around the like the little table, or is that the war table? I don't know. You tell me.
I mean, probably it seems to be the best place in the house for this kind of thing.
Easy enough. Ulf and Zap, you guys can I mean, at this point you've already eaten the bacon, unless you're just sort of keeping it as a point of not going into the house. But I'll probably say Rashid will
Any
walk.
particular reason not to be in the house, so we'll probably go on that.
Yeah, Rashid will probably just call over. Oh, hey buddy. And we'll just look over.
Rashid,
and say,
I brought you bacon. Yeah, here you go. As he gives him like the most charred piece, right?
he'll look over at it and does he have prestidigitation or anything? Jesus Christ. It's you know, it looks a little bit on the crispy side, but it is much appreciated. Much appreciated. And he kind of like
Yes,
you know, he's kind of like gets ready to do the motion of biting, and then he kind of just slips it. Hold on, let's see if you even notice this. He's gonna use like a sleight of hand trick and feed it to Shet, his little pet snake. 18, yeah, he just kind of lets Shet sort of slither up his arm and just start biting, munching down on the little burnt bacon. Yeah.
He'll get away with it. He'll get away with it this time. This time.
But thank you, and I'll take a sort of seat.
So, what's the plan for the day?
We've got more training to do.
Well, before the training, I figured, I mean, I was having a conversation this morning, pretty early, but I figured I'd let you all, like, know what we were talking about. And he will go on explaining everything important that we learned, like he learned tonight, basically the whole thing. Yeah.
Right.
Did she mention Spike?
She mentioned Rayla, so yeah, because she knew
Rayla.
of them.
Okay, she
roughly.
mentioned Rayla. All right, so Graz knows her name, right?
Yeah.
Or, all right, cool. Yeah, he mentions everything.
So I guess if there's any questions that any of the other players would have had, then yeah, by all means, now's the time to ask.
Yeah.
Rashid would just look over and say,
I was gonna say, Sammy, I'm pretty sure that's you.
I know. I have so many questions. I'm just thinking about how
the dog
would have reacted. I haven't. I'm trying to think of like how Graz would have reacted to all of this, because this is a lot. Like Graz knows what the blonde anime protagonist is, but did he explain everything like about the wings too? Like, and then there's stuff about her sister. Like, this is a lot of information.
well, in the meantime, Rashid's gonna be filler, and we'll begin to say, wait. So, yeah, though you mean that's hold on. You're an oculi and you get wings and such. Wait, how the fuck am I? How come I'm not getting wings? I literally pledged myself to Dendar. I'm like literally his champion and divine servant and an oculi. And you're telling me I don't get the wings? What the fuck, man? He kind of looks over towards Ulf.
Yeah. Ulf is just kind of sitting there, like, trying to, like, reach behind him, like, do I get fucking, where are they at? Like,
Have either of you ever seen the winged snakes around? Like, just asking. Like,
Just looks at shit.
yeah, he's gonna like Ulf's gonna just lean over towards Ant. Have you ever seen a snake that envelops the world before? No? Then you haven't seen all snakes. And he's gonna just keep reaching back for his wings.
Okay. So, I wonder, will I get wings if I start praying to gods now?
I mean, maybe so. Who knows? And she looks over, and he kind of just looks over at Elowen. I mean, come on, you're the expert here. Explain. Come on. Elowen will begin to say, it doesn't work like that, sadly. But, yeah, it just doesn't work like that.
Yeah, you gotta be built different, you know?
Oh, so you have to be born better? Okay, I see
Yeah.
how it is.
Oof.
Yep, exactly. See, Anth gets it. You're a smart one, bro.
Something like that, sure. Well, I mean, hey, if you really want wings that bad, I can always just, like, cast fly on you or something. I don't know. I'll look over towards Ulf that's kind of reaching back behind them.
Ant's going to just cast minor illusion to make wings for himself. No, it's not too hard.
You think by the end of it you all will have wings or something? Like,
No.
no. Well, it doesn't have to necessarily be like angelic wings. It could be like tiefling wings or there's any of the sorts, dragon wings. Who knows?
Dragon. Keeps watching TV.
Ross has only been half listening to this because,
Figured.
they want to have their funsies. That's cool. She's been processing everything that Yahato shared. She's deadly serious when she turns to look at Elowen and says, Ralrakar and the Oculi. When we went to get you in hell, Ralrakar specifically was mentioned as he had picked you. He wanted you. Do you know why?
I'm not entirely sure why me. But, well, put a tinfoil hat on for a theory, but it could be this. So, I have a couple of brothers and, and such. We have in this whole little strange divine family, right? There is another individual, but we are not on good terms at all. In fact, they tried to kill me, and and I feel as if they did in some point, but I'm still here, so I guess they didn't. I don't know. Strange. Regardless, at one point, my brother tried to kill me, and he specifically was a Nafir, half devil, half angel, and such. And I believe after what happened with Vitalia, with her sort of predicament with the sort of starriness and such on her form, I think that maybe it was just a connection between that sort of whole Nafir thing and Vitalia, and if I was to be next, if I was to sort of turn into an astral being like Vitalia, then it would possibly make, I don't know, maybe her rage sort of supercharge or something and start sending her wrath across not even just the taiga, but more so all of the expanse and the valley, if not even all of Aurora. I don't know, it's just a theory, it's probably wrong, but it's possible. I don't really know, to be honest, what he wanted with me specifically. I do know that Ralrakar is not someone that should be taken lightly. They are an individual who wield power that completely eclipses the gods. No pun intended.
That would make sense. considering that Vitalia's fury and rage is why this winter hasn't ended. If he knew how important you were to her, he would know that. What did happen with Vitalia?
So, remember how I was talking about the, how, essentially Ragnarok was getting ready to get started in one of the previous cycles and such. We all fought, and as tradition with Ragnarok, not everyone, well, survives and such. It seems to be that fate wanted us separate once more. And she was afflicted with it, or more so the starriness, more so than myself. You see, she is more of an individual who seems to try to stand in the front lines and take on everything all at once, but when you take on everything at once, you deal with all the consequences at once. I myself stay typically in the back, so it's only natural that I wasn't as infected, if you will. But eventually she sort of just went off and stormed off to where I could never really find her. I lost contact with her entirely, and ever since this sort of strange astral connection, it sort of prevented me from being able to just simply locate her and find exactly where she is and just teleport and bamf to her to see her.
The last we heard, she was in the desert. It's been snowing there.
If you want, I can try to see where she is now. Try to scry or something.
Can you do that?
I'll try. I've had a lot of sort of issues with it before, but no harm in trying again.
Rush just nods. She is trying to put on a brave face, but is clearly worried.
Well, if that's the case, let's see. You'll see as she will begin to put her hands onto the table for a moment, and you'll see as her eyes begin to start shining that bright, divine blue light for a moment. As she does so, all right. Love you, lady. All right, so it's plus that, minus, I believe, 10. Get fucked, Vitalia, because she knows you. Haha. All right. God damn it. Even Vitalia don't. Even Vitalia
Go, Angel
don't.
Mom.
No,
Hell
no,
yeah.
that's not good. That's Vitalia
no.
rolling against her.
Wait, what?
No,
That's not good. She said, fuck your DC and rolled a nat 20.
no.
So unless you got inspiration, I can re-roll it, but other than that, yeah.
Can
You know she's gonna use it. You know she's gonna use it. She's like, if I don't get this fucking lore.
Yes. Yes.
All right. I'll roll again. Use your DM's inspiration. But go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say I'll use my DM's inspiration.
You got it. All right, it's over. It's done. So with that, as you do so, you see as Elowin is struggling to kind of maintain the connection, you see her eyes beginning to turn astral for a moment. What do you sort of do, Groz, to help her out and give her this inspiration?
Graz will put her hand on her shoulder and clasp it just warmly, just reassuringly, and say, I know you can do this.
Look over for a moment. Breathe in, breathe out. Try to focus even more. All right. And with an 11, that will fail the DC.
Yes!
She will convey all of this to you, but I'm just going to describe it in a scene, right? But she's going to describe it, you know? You look over, and as Elowin's vision begins to slowly shift and begins to soar across the skies for a moment, continues on past the taiga, past the expanse, and past the valley. It does not go to any of these locations. You see as it is at the center of it all, the World Tree. You look around and you see Vitalia is sort of lumbering about. And with each step she takes, she freezes over more and more of the land. Looking about, the multiple cities and villages completely destroyed and obliterated as they've been cut off from the tree. They're now turning from their own respective elements of thunder or how you say lightning or even acid to now nothing but ice as the Frost Maiden makes her way. As she does so, she sits there, wait for a moment, and begins to pause and wait. You notice as there's an expression on her that is angry, furious, but awaiting some sort of battle for a moment. She begins to grip the legs of her axe for a moment. And as she does so, fine. If you seek to make me wait, old man, then I'll show you what happens when you make the goddess of frost wait. Ready yourself, Odin. It's time for me to collect my revenge, bitch. And you see as she's going to grab the axe and she's gonna start cutting into the world tree. Just start slashing into it. And she's gonna start ripping it. And she's gonna try to form a path inside of the world tree.
Jed, I'm looking at you right now.
Well,
I'm
you
looking
know,
at your
Sammy
cam right now.
really wanted Vitalia, you know, and wanted to save her, but I feel like that, yeah. she gets one question. Do you want to come back to the light side, or do you want to?
Just letting you know, you gave Draxel several questions.
God damn it.
She's like, hey
Several.
man, this favoritism.
See, you're creating out-of-game conflict. We are never getting to the end of this.
No, it's gonna be great.
But Ella will begin to speak and say, she's looking for Norse gods, I suppose. What? I don't know what she has to do with them, but I'm sure it has something to do with the past. But I would not want to be Odin. That's all I will say when it comes to that. I do know at least that there were these individuals who apparently were from the past and such. And apparently this Odin individual, they're responsible for, I don't know, calling to arms a force of individuals or warriors, probably the Vulcan and such, and he wanted specifically like not necessarily a secret army, but like a special army of warriors. I assume that being maybe the Valkyries, but that was just more so legend and passing, rather. I'm not entirely too sure about it, but that's all I know. But that is where she is. I don't think Odin will be relevant to many of you, but if that's the case, if that's where she is, then I will go after her. I will see if I can find her and reason with her and help her. I don't know about cutting down the world tree, but I will try my best.
Will you be fine on your own?
I should be. If anyone can reason with her, it's probably me.
Are you sure?
No. Not really. But we have to try. I have to try. I have to do something. I've been locked away with this whole Rowler bullshit for too long. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to curse. But I have to do something. And I'm tired of sitting away idly, watching.
Is there anything we can do?
I mean, she kind of says this in a nervous wreck, jokingly manner. It kind of looks over towards Yato, trying to lighten the mood. I mean, you could meet your half, or my other half, and meet your other mother. You'd join me and such at some point, once you're done with all of this tournament business. Maybe, if I can, maybe a bit of assistance from her son or her best friend could help out, you know? And in case worst comes to worst and a battle breaks out, you trust these individuals, and I've seen them in battle in some way, shape, or form. Kind of looking towards Anth, Ulf, Resnick. We would definitely need you as well, just in case something happens.
Let's see.
You
Just
have my gun.
And mine,
And
I do
my
not.
bow.
fucking weebs.
Oh, how the tables have turned.
Goodness gracious. Did Ulf sort of looking over, kind of like just as a joke, as a message. Kind of sent a message to you, buddy, and says, Aerith, I just noticed that guy had a bow. Like I was supposed to like sort of give this thing to Resnick, or not Resnick. Excuse me. I was supposed to give this to Rokaz. Like that never sort of thing like kind of worked out to pan out. Should I give it to this guy or nah? Should I just leave him be? Just just keep it simple, just simple it up, right?
Wait, wait.
Oh no, you don't hear this. This is all like through like message. He's like trying to sort of whisper
okay.
it towards him. Yeah.
So I'm not so sure. Like, I don't know. So how much do we actually know Resnick? Like, I know. So in game, this is
Right.
This is so. But out of game, we've had some time. How long do we actually know Resnick?
Not long. Like this is more so a joke from Rashid. It's been like 3, 4, 5-ish days. Like between that, like it's not long at all. Which is a week in voting time, but still.
Ulf's just gonna give him a look like let's keep that in our back pocket for now. Like,
Easy enough. He's just sort of joking.
not saying no, but let's keep that in our back pocket for now.
I mean, I've never been good at this fucking thing, but hell, I'm better at spells anyways. But, okay, good to know. Good to know. Also, hey, I meant to ask. Excuse me. He kind of burps from a little bit of the food. So, I mean, like we kind of mentioned this a little bit, but what's the whole thing with your hands and stuff? Like, what's that whole thing about? And kind of looking over towards all of you, referring to the marks.
Yeah. It's self-explanatory. As Ulf will just open up his palms and just you'll see both the snakes just basically just circling around on his hands. Self-explanatory. It's a gift from Dindar, of course.
Girls will take a breath. She was having a nice serious moment, and now Dendar again. Always Dendar.
Oops, all Dendar.
Oops, old Dendar. She'll look over at Rashid and say, these marks were bestowed upon us. Most of us didn't ask for them, but we have them anyway. They each are connected to a dragon sage. I don't know about all of these guys. Mine isn't always the nicest. Hope. Actually, I always kind of wondered, are your sages? What are they like? They all right? Are they nice to you guys? They don't yell at you all the time.
Deimos is pretty cool. Kind of grumpy, but like.
I do not know.
You don't
I-
know?
No. I
You say
just have the mark and it works. I understand that it's a power from a dragon's age, but you be speaking to?
They okay. Fuck. Pyre's not here. The white mark isn't here. Okay. Resnick, have you heard anything from your purple square? Have you heard anything from a dragon?
Oh, you
Where's the
barely,
cat? Just look at it.
you barely know
Sorry.
shit about the purple square. You haven't heard shit.
I haven't heard shit. I just look like, that's been here for 5 days and I've heard nothing.
Gra shakes her head, putting back so much time of this dragon yelling at her head, and she gets a look on her face that is like, oh, hell no. She says, all right, everyone, team activity. Y'all are gonna try to talk to your dragons right now, because if I have to listen to this guy, you guys need to try to talk to yours.
So if I am to try this, do you have any pointers how to start with that?
Wait, you guys don't hear other? Do they not?
Thank you,
I
Wolf.
mean,
Thank you.
I can hear other people through my marker because you have seen it, but I have seen no dragons through it.
I hear people through my mark.
Who?
Says Zappy.
You?
You can't hear
Oh.
You can't understand him.
I-
Wait,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
hear people?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
he's gonna
Zappy hears people?
100%. All looks down at Zabby like, wait, you hear people? That's
No,
a new
just-
thing.
Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with you.
Seriously, you hear people? He just picks them up.
Well, kind of.
People!
Well, I'm scared. You'll see.
I'm just learning things.
Zappy is he will say, well, whoa, wrong voice. Well, I'm only half joking. I mean, I kind of hear people. I heard Rashid before. She's pretty cool. We go way back. And I heard that.
100%. Like, gonna give the side eye to Rashid and be like, yep, we're asking about that fucking later, and just continue to listen.
Yeah, like I even hold on. All right, do we go with the funniest narrative? I'm gonna say hi, funniest. I even heard there's this. I even heard a voice from this one lady. She seemed really cool and like very angelic and divine and stuff like that.
You happen to get a name.
Maiden of Seasons, Rara, Tapalia, Rwanda.
He's gonna.
He's just gonna keep going, bro. He's just gonna keep going.
What?
He's very specifically not gonna say what name he's thinking right now. Roralia. All right. Oh god.
No, that's stupid. That's stupid.
Next time you hear one of those voices, you let me know right away. Yes.
Oh wait, no. Oh wait. I think I did something bad. No, I can't do that. I'm sorry. They said specifically not to do that. Oh gosh, I think I'm saying too much. Oh no. And just see as Ulf, you'd be able to pick this up because you did an inside check from last sort of season and stuff.
That was a long time ago. Yeah.
Yeah. You look over towards Rashid, and Rashid is just eyeing Zappy right now. He doesn't understand like Blink Dog or anything, but he's just looking directly at Zappy right now.
Hold on.
Oh. Okay.
Back to the motherfucking conflict.
Yep. Yep.
Choose the
Okay.
correct. Say the correct.
Well, this
thing,
time,
Trent,
this-
Coins of
please,
chaos, bro.
please,
Coins of
your
chaos.
sister, please help me here.
I
I've waited
didn't.
so
I'm
long
not
for
doing anything. I'm not doing anything.
I'm saying
Do the thing.
Do.
I want to know. There's no better time. Do it now.
I already know that he won't have this conversation in front of everybody. So like, at one point in time, actually, I think at this point, I think we're just gonna look over. Or also gonna look at Rashid. Rashid, I think we're gonna have a special training today. Just you and myself. Yes.
I mean, I don't really need to work out, you know. It's not really my forte.
I could use
No,
your
Nah.
You need
skills.
it.
I could
I
use your
don't-
skills in the arena.
Are you sure? I mean, as long as I got my good looks, and I mean, hey, it takes a long time to get there. Well, it takes a long enough time to get this sort of going. I don't think
Yes.
I need to train
Rashid,
on.
like,
Yes,
like I told
I
you all week, we all
need-
have to train. All of us. including
I
you.
need your skills in the arena. As he like just stares dead at him, and just for a quick second, he'll look down at Zappy and then right back at Rashid.
We'll see what happens. Okay, fine. But since when the fuck does Coachmans have to start doing the goddamn training? This is bullshit.
Okay, so any ideas on how to start speaking to our assigned dragon sages to do these marks?
You got any clue, Groz, or should I take it over?
Considering that my sage frequently comes to me just to yell, perhaps you would know a better way to communicate. Please take it away.
I don't know about how better it would be, but hey Rashid, get the fuck away from that chair. Let me sit. Wake up!
He looks over, like the "Who the fuck are you?" sort of face.
Now who the fuck are you? This is my house.
Okay, but
I mean, I can move. It's cool.
I mean, you
Now
know.
you sit there.
Okay, so a guy sort of thinks, "Oh, I'm a god now. I can do whatever the fuck I want, huh? Huh?
Everything okay? Yeah, so it's having some
Yep.
stressful things happening in the night.
And I've always been like this. Anyways,
You know, I'm going to get up, but not because you told me to, but because I'm a nice guy."
here's the remote. You can watch TV while we're doing this.
Okay.
It's on the chair.
He looks at this fucking remote like, "What the fuck is this, bro?" You handed like a fucking guy from the
Yeah.
medieval times a remote.
Yep.
Didn't even tell him not to break it.
He can do whatever he wants.
He's just gonna-
Sitting down, you look at Groz first, and then look at everybody else. Tell them, alright. Well, the way I usually do it is, just either through my weapon, but I guess it's not the case for everybody else. I want y'all to put your hand on the table and try to focus on your mark. However you choose to focus. If you want to look at it, if you want to close your eyes, I need you to think about it exclusively. Empty your mind from anything else. Just the mark. Just you and the mark. And try to speak to it.
I'm sorry, but
don't fuck this up.
that's usually how it works when I open it up to send any kind of message. And I do not know how to direct it to exactly something that I do not know of. Everything has contacted me first, and it's easier to guide back to where it's come from.
Well, let me double check with mine. Maybe I could get something that would help all of you. As he puts his hand forward and tries to contact Deimos.
As you do. All right, Mr. Warlock. Now, for this specific scene, I'm not going to make you guys roll or anything like that, or anything. But as you begin to try to contact Deimos, your vision begins to completely change, shift, and morph for a moment until you find yourself simply in the ocean, at sea. Look around, and as you're in this endless expanse of water, you notice as multiple waves are sort of crashing by, and they seem to be almost heading towards you for a second. You notice as, even though you're like almost in the middle of the ocean, there's still a massive wave approaching you at that. Eventually, forming out from the horizon, you see as there's one singular eye, and then two. You see Blue Dragon Sage Deimos looking towards you, trying to figure out exactly what you wish for. Why did you summon him in the first place? What is it that you want?
What's up?
Yay.
Or keep in mind, just for reference, there will not be art for all of them or whatever, for a good reason. Only probably Deimos, genuinely, because that's the only one that's like public knowledge and known. Look over, and I hope this works, and you can just tell me if it doesn't. And yeah.
What is it?
How to phrase this? So, you know how the whole, like, oh, dragon sages, champions, whatever you explained to me a few weeks ago. We're trying to contact the others, you know, the other dragon sages with our group. And I was, you know, I thought I'd ask you because I've talked to you, well, kind of frequently, a bit more than the others, and to see if you could give us any tips or like any advice about contacting the other dragons, or how we could do it through our marks.
You see, our connection's a little bit different. You wield the Sage Blade, so you have a more direct medium to myself or whichever mark that you wield. For the others, they may not be as talkative, or in fact, they may not be able to talk in general. Looking upon each of you, the purple square, pointless in even trying for them. Even I can't get in contact with them. Let alone I'm not even sure if they exist. With Dendar, he should be in contact with them anyways. Shouldn't be too difficult to converse. With Azuriha, she is an individual. Let's just put it that way. My sister is like myself in the way of she thinks how so more higher of herself than what is reasonable. Unlike myself, of course, I would never do that. Anyways. But she does have wisdom, like no other. To contact her, you might get lucky. If you've used the mark pretty frequently, and she might be able to respond, but...
Pretty frequently, you say?
Correct. However, I would recommend and say, our connection, the ability for us to talk, it's more so a fluke. Most sages and their champions do not converse anyways, besides the two. So don't expect much of anything, is what I'm saying.
Alright. keep your expectations low, but besides just looking at the mark and thinking about it, do you have any other tips?
Well, as they always said, Azuriha was the seer for many worlds. Be able to gaze towards many things and many places, even the past or present or future. I would say for the wielder or the champion to possibly focus on their past, or maybe focus on the future events. And focus on their mark, but be careful of what you think of. That's all I can say regarding that. It's not my mark, not my champion, not my circus, not my monkeys.
Cool.
For the Black Star. For the white mark.
Wait,
He just
wait,
outright
wait.
skips it. He just outright
Bro,
skips
hold-
it.
He fucking knows. He knows.
He just straight up
Mouse
skips
is
it.
my bro right now. Like it's straight up. It's like Spike, Vitalia, Deimos. Hell yeah, this is my guy. This is my dragon. Yeah, you want to switch marks?
I mean, certainly could try.
That'd be
No, I would
terrible.
not do that to anybody. But damn, man, it's tempting. Sorry.
I
Go on.
wouldn't do that to the Black Dragon Sage, honestly.
You do get some. You get some funny benefits if the Sage Blade has the Black Star. I'll tell you that much, though.
So, say what? All right, cool.
Groz, give me your hand. Just fucking shink. But regardless, he'll look over. Oh, go ahead.
As he skips the Black Dragon Sage, like, hold on. You're not getting away with that. What's the deal with him?
He's the cause of everything. Yeah. The eclipse, Ragnarok, whatever you name it. Anything terrible typically is because he has something to do with it.
Mm-hmm. And why we soulbound are tied to him? Like, what? Well, we're supposed to like stop this. So if he's the cause, why is Groz specifically tied to him?
To be honest, hell if I know. Doesn't make much sense to me. Why they would intentionally sort of place such a thing on someone. But possibly to make it where the individual must test their sanity, resolve, I don't know. To be honest, but I know our makers and do not.
Let me
No,
know.
you continue.
Gotcha.
Continue. I was just gonna do a funny thing.
I don't know why our makers, and please do not ask who they are. I don't know why they made us along with him. I don't know if it's a cruel joke. I don't know if there's a reason. But as far as I'm concerned, due to their track record, they haven't done much of any good.
With that 18 in intelligence check, he'd ask, huh, really? I think something doesn't add up. You were not aware exactly of why we soulbound are tied together, even though one of the Dragon Sages is, as you say, the cause of everything. Something, I don't know, it just feels weird. But I guess we'll keep a tab on that. I'll talk to you later about it. What? Before I go back, one small thing.
You go.
Before I go back. So, do you know what does it do anything else? As he shows the blue mark.
The point of my mark and such, at least you're powerful enough to understand the point of it. The point of it is to represent an individual's. I'll let you draw the dots and connect things without me blowing your entire mind up and causing you an astral death. But it embodies
Go
an
ahead.
individual's ideals, if you will. specifically the ideal of travel and also settlement. Your mark specifically can assist in traveling long distances faster, enhancing your speed as well, and possibly sometimes your allies. You also might be able to find other individuals of the past, ancients if you will, that are capable of connecting with you to help travel even further. Along with that, building certain things faster and such. That is typically what it's used for.
Huh. Well, guess I know a bear who's gonna be really happy. Do you know how to? Do you know how I could? Because I know about the whole finding your way thing, but like, it seems like it could do a lot more than I was able to.
This is more so. Let me explain this out of game, right? So this was more so like when I wrote this in like the lore and the notes and all that stuff. It was just more like, here, I'm gonna write a bunch of things down. I'll just whoever fucking decides to go find it. If they just happen to find it, they just go find it, right? So the out of game explanation is you would have had to find Deimos's like tower, and like go into that and just do his mega dungeon. For like, there's a mega dungeon for all the sages or whatever, right? Now, granted, I'm gonna just tell you this because you guys just won't have time based off of the schedule. We were sort of thinking to go through that mega dungeon anyways, so don't worry about it. It's not super important, you know. But that's what you would have had to do, and such. But so you really unlock that thing. But for those of you who are going, let's say if you guys go to do the Azuriha thing, let's say someone goes into the red mark, or they go into like her mega dungeon and stuff. That would basically be that person trying to become like a true champion of Azuriha. Does that make sense? It's just it was just an optional thing, like for mega dungeons and voting.
Sure.
Or like I wouldn't say mega dungeon. We're not talking like 40 floors. It's just like a dungeon, you know. So.
All right. I guess that's it. Gonna go back, tell the others what I learned, and see you around.
So he nods, but begin to say,
On the note of the Black Star Sage, tell me this. If an individual had burned multiple villages down, razing them to the ground, killing hundreds if not thousands of individuals, with a smile on their face, causing misery, pain, and strife for everyone that they meet, at a certain point, you stop trying to ask them if there's a reason to the madness, and just accept that they're too far gone. This is the case with this one. Stay away from them, as far away as you can.
with that, you'll see as Deimos begin to slowly dissipate. And when he means stay away from them, he doesn't mean like stay away from Graz. He means stay away from
yeah,
the sage.
it won't change anything. Yeah. I guess as Yato comes back to his mind, just look at the party, like, Rez? Apparently there's no chance for us to contact your dragon. Sorry.
Damn it!
Oh, apparently you already talked to Dendar. Cool. And? He said, hey, if you use the mark frequently, you may have a better chance, but it's not guaranteed. I say there's nothing else besides trying to focus on it and find someone to talk to. And Graz? I think you already can talk to him or something, but we'll have to talk about that later.
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah, I guess, should we start with Anth?
And?
Okay, well, I'll give it a shot. he would put his hand, marked hand, on the table, mark side up, and just close his eyes, start focusing on the mark. But instead of going back to what he knows, he's trying to focus on like feeling out somewhere new, just looking for anything that he hasn't seen or contacted before, and kind of going back to the way he uses his psychic abilities to look for a source that's been before out of his reach.
Question: Do you still like do the focus on the future or past thing like Deimos was saying?
Yeah, I assume that
Okay.
will probably shared that with him too. So yeah, I definitely would be like just
Not bad.
go.
He-
That's fine. But
You know,
it's,
he would have shared everything. I just have a short-term memory. Sorry.
yeah, no worries. It's yeah, he would definitely go and do the way of looking into past and looking into future. I mean, he would first definitely just without doing that, just go look for a new way and see wherever it leads. Be it if it feels like whatever direction it goes, he follows and it's let the mark guide him. If it's to the past, so be it. He tries to go further in that direction. If it's in the future, he thinks of any plans he has and tries to visualize them out and see if the mark has any idea of what it would want to play out instead. And that's pretty much the process of what he thinks could be a way of reaching the Dragon's Edges.
You got it. As you begin to sort of do so, try to formulate this plan in your mind and then focus much as you can. As you do, Anthony, look around and you find yourself in an area of almost a barren wasteland. Ground almost seems like molten lava or rock, but it's actually just what or was fertile land and soil, now completely raised over. You see as bits of astral fire begins to slowly start plaguing the lands, almost consuming it whole once more. You've seen this before, but more so not in a fiery manner. You've seen this at the beginning of the campaign, specifically when you all were frozen overboard and all of the corruption, all of the astralness took over the land. It's similar, and you see it in front of you, in front of your very eyes, but instead it's wreathed in astral flames for a moment. And then you hear a massive draconic roar that begins to billow out. You feel it almost reverberating from your hand, but then all around you as well. And you notice as the astral flames are more so not necessarily put out, but they're more kept at bay by more of your typical orangish and reddish flames, if you will, almost causing a massive circle around you for a moment. As you do so, a massive gust of wind begins to swarm around you, and you see red draconic scales almost blinding you for a moment. Look ahead and you see as the individual, they don't seem to have wings. They don't have more so the typical nature of a dragon that you're used to. But they seem to have this long, elongated tail and such that goes on and on forever. As you see this individual in their horned nature, Azuriha. And the equivalent of it until I get a poster of it.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah,
Ooh.
Ooh.
Fog.
Pog man.
Damn.
which looks pretty cool.
You look over, and as she is flying about for a moment, looming and circling around, she doesn't even necessarily notice you. But is there anything you say or ask? Now, Yahato mentioned that you probably won't get much, so be careful what you ask for in general, as it might be the only thing you have. Whoops, I'm gonna share it again because I took it off on screen.
And that's not what I'm saying. Like shit.
Classic Seven Souls. You wait. You're like, I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting for this. Oh shit! What do I do?
What do I do?
God damn it.
Ask what the marks do. Ask for information. Ask something.
It is straight up. It's just going to be. He looks to Asuriha and tries to speak into the mark, assuming like if it's flying around, it's probably not going to hear my fucking speaking voice. So maybe line to that head and ask just first, what is this place?
All right. Here's what you hear. I hope this works, but I'll try my best.
This is Voden, champion. The future of it. Run from it, it doesn't matter. The eclipse will arrive, and they will destroy it all. You can stop them, but will you do it alone? Or will you have others to aid you in your quest? Regardless, prepare yourselves, for this is the final chance.
And you'll see as the flames begin to start almost flickering out the red ones, and eventually they're completely whisked away in the visage of Azuriha with it, before the astral flames continue and continue until you, Anthrax, are engulfed.
Can I do something before that? Try and
Go ahead.
Try and reach the voice still.
Yeah, go ahead.
He'll just say that we already have plenty of people who have seemingly united against this enemy, and we are willing to do what it takes, because no matter what happens, we always still want a world to live in. So if you have anything to help me, help gather everyone who wants to save this world, I will do what it takes. And I am sure that there are others who we have interacted with before who will share the same idea. So give me whatever you can and take away whatever you need. I'm sure we'll figure out a way. If it's strength we need in numbers, we will find that. And if it's power for individuals, well, we are already working on that too. So I wouldn't count this battle as lost quite yet.
As you say that, Am, then the last sort of things that you begin to hear is the sort of cacophony of join us, join us, join us, as more and more the astral fire begins to approach for a moment But your words, they begin to speak. And as they do, it stops a bit of the corruption for one last moment before one small mote of fire begins to form up amongst your hand for a second and speaks and says,
Then prove yourselves. And be the champions of the soulbound. And do what the past could not.
with that, you breathe out, and you're back at the table along with everyone else.
Okay. So I managed to reach the Suriha, and we had a chat, and she showed me a vision. A very depressing vision of the future of Odin, which leads me to believe that we are in far more hurry in uniting the people that we need to unite to fight this power, because we have only gotten a small taste of what is to come, and it's not looking pretty.
At that point, Graz would nod and kind of square her shoulders back. And she wouldn't say anything to do it, but she would suddenly have this level of determination and confidence that is like almost like palpable, like kind of just like drawing people's eyes by the kind of shift in it. And she would say, she would look everybody in the eye, everybody, including Rashid over on the couch, which he should come back over to the table, Jesus Christ. And she would say, we stand at the horizon of a new dawn. We've journeyed through the frozen wild and the hells, fought mechanical terrors and relentless adversaries, defeated hordes of enemies and colossal foes, faced certain death and our own deepest fears. And after all that, we've only just begun our fight against the Starry Ones. We've known the steps required to defeat the darkness, but haven't had the resources or ability to build on them. No more. We now have allies, friends, knowledge, and the opportunity needed to take our first steps into a larger world. The tournament will be where we finally begin to unify the place we are determined to protect. I have heard that already enemies of Odin are planning our defeat at the tournament, that they wish for their own victory in order to subjugate Odin and its factions under their heel. We will defeat them, not because of personal vendettas or petty spats, but because our mission as Soulbound is to push back the darkness, to save Odin. Our sole focus, our singular goal, is to defeat the Starry Ones and ensure Odin's survival. We have been granted the ability to save our home and will not fail. We must unite, not divide. We must collaborate, not sabotage. We must devote ourselves to this cause, or everyone will perish. Every decision we make must be made with this goal in mind. Every choice, every action, every ruling, every option must be decided based on this objective. This means that we will need to set aside our pride, to ignore our egos, to make decisions based on what is best for Odin, not us. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. We will all need to make sacrifices if we want to see our world survive. Most of us were not given a choice in receiving these marks, and their burden will not lighten. Nonetheless, it's still our responsibility and obligation to do everything in our power to save Voden. And at this point, she stands up and walks. Oh my God, there's no good place to stand right here. If you do not wish to do this, if you cannot put aside your ego, if you are unwilling to make personal sacrifices in the names of millions of lives, then I'll understand. You didn't ask for this, and you're welcome to give up this cause. Step forward, hold out your hand, and I will absolve you of your burden. You don't have to bear this responsibility. If you wish to live your life where your choices do not affect others, where your obligations do not wear down your very soul, where you are free to do whatever your pride demands, where you can protect your own at the expense of the world, then let us move forward without your dead weight. You need not spend a single second more shouldering the obligations that the rest of us have chosen to bear. You can have the life that you want. Simply step up, and I will relieve you of your duty to the world, right here and now. And she draws her naginata, gestures vaguely to the space in front of her, and patiently waits. Does anybody make a move?
Won't make a move, won't say a word.
At most, Asu's gonna jump down and just place himself right beside Resnick and look ready to go to war.
After a few seconds, if nobody moves up, she will look all of them in the eye again, nod, and say, "Good. I knew you wouldn't disappoint me. Now it's time to get to work." She'll go and sit back down again. Let's start planning, guys.
Let's go!
Sounds good.
So, as you all begin to sit down at the table and you begin to gather forth exactly what strategies or what sort of plans that you seek to sort of enact upon making your way to the tournament, coming up with plans, phases, and more, anything that would be best suited for each individual here. After a bit of time of planning, unless there's anything specifically you want to say during that planning phase, by all means take the time to do it now. All good. Then eventually you have your strategy set, and now time to just prepare for it and get to enacting it. So if that is the case, is there anything you guys need to do before you call in Draxel and Aegon and such? If so, then now is the time to do so.
I mean, I could probably send Draxel and Draxel back because Ulf's pretty much spending any extra time in the arena, as he needs some private time. It would make sense that Mr. Rashid over there go with me to the arena. And we send a certain Draxel back.
Okay, fine. Let us go. I'm not sure how we go, but I'm sure you guys figure it out. And till you guys go, yeah, you kind of just yell out for Keeper Cass, and eventually, you'll see as he'll begin to slowly sort of form opening out of an astral door for a moment, begins to speak and say, "Yes, what is it that you need, Soulbound?"
I need time in the arena with that one, as he just points directly, like right past Yamato, right past everybody, and is like, "Yeah, Rashid."
Do you need training with the god Elowin? As you see Rashid just hiding behind her.
No, I need the one hiding.
Minor illusion, a arrow behind pointing down to Rashid.
Oh shit! Oh fuck it! It's like, all right, fuck you. Okay, I'm coming. Excuse me, thank you. Okay. Looks over. Cool. And do you guys head to the arena?
Unless anybody has anything else that they specifically want him for, my plan is for Alf and Rashid to go for now and send the other two back.
Go for it.
As they're going, like, they don't have to be here, but before Draxel shows up, Yabu would like to have a small conversation with Graz. Like, just as they are, not private.
Sure. I'd probably say we'll do Ulf and Rashid first, then we're gonna go to Ulf and Graz right before. Sound good?
Alright.
Just for remind me. Alright. If there's nothing else, then that said, you guys will both begin to head towards the Arena of the Gods. You step into the cloak of the Keeper and more, and as you do, all of your sort of senses begin to almost completely shift and change. They begin to alter in a way that is similar, or that is more so familiar to you all. But eventually you see as multiple spirits, fallen warriors begin to grace the arena, and they look upon its new challengers. With that, I'll drop, you can drop this little ambience, and you can play that in the background if you wish, for the Arena of the Gods. Now, as you, Rashid and Ulf would be making your way into here, where is your character sheet? I'm trying to like make sure it's the like correct token and not the wrong one. So I have to like copy and paste it rather than just bringing a new one in entirely. So bam, and then let me go grab, or let me copy Ulf again. There we go. So as you guys begin to sort of emerge out from the Keeper's cloak, you look over and around, and Zappy's coming with you as well, right?
Yeah, I think he would probably want to, yeah.
Alright. With that, you look over, and the arena seems very much barren and empty, and eventually you just hear a massive sort of growl and roar as it begins to emanate from somewhere north in the arena. As you do so, you hear before eventually it's met with, all right, what the hell is going on, Axel? I'm coming out. Got Challenger or something? The fuck?
Not challengers.
Wait.
Back, Draxel.
What in the Sam hell fuck? Look over, and he'll kind of look over the guardrail, and you'll see right beside him. So I wasn't able to get Draxel commissioned fully yet, but I was at least, or Logan was able to do me a favor, and he was able to actually draw out little Axel, so the Yeti. So special shout out to Yeti. Special shout out to you, Logan, for being able to draw the Yeti. And you guys see this little guy. Well, big guy. Boom.
Yeah.
All right. How is it? I'm trying to see if I can show his. There we go. Show portrait and show the players. Bam. There's the little guy. He's so happy.
Little guy, he's like 15 feet tall.
He really is. Oh man. But as they sort of drop down onto the arena floor, Draxel will look over and say, or Cephik, whichever one you want to refer to him as, and say, so what brings you all here? Also, don't necessarily know your friend, as well. But yeah, what brings you here?
Yes, well, as Ulf is going to kind of walk forward. Yes, well, this is Rashid. He's a friend, a Dindar friend.
Ah, I see, one of those Dindar individuals.
Yes, well.
Yes, I am Rashid Al-Safar of House Al-Safar. And he kind of does a noble bow as he always sort of does.
He's gonna kind of keep walking forward a little bit. Now, Draxel, I know we kept you here for a while, and I'm sure you would love to see the outside world again. And in fact, I would actually like to spend some time alone here in the arena. And your presence, well, both of your presences are requested back on Voden.
I see. Question, just to sort of inform me on things. What exactly is happening in Voden right now? You know, since we're locked away in here and such. I mean, don't really get
Actually,
to know.
so Awful have been like feeding Draxel information like consistently. Every time he prays, right, he knows that Draxel can hear him here.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So even if you can't tell him directly, think of it like as a log, right? I'm not saying like a written diary, but like as a log. Awful will basically just be feeding Draxel information, keeping him up to date and whatnot.
Got you. So if that's the case, then recon that. Draxel will begin to say instead entirely different. I see. I was trying to figure out some sort of, how you say, alternates or replacements for the time being in the arena of the gods. See, me and little Axel here, we've been training our hearts out, especially with all the sort of monsters that we can fight, more so than we could even manage. And you can even see that Dre Axel, he looks a lot bigger than you remember him, but not sure what's going on with that. But we'll say I'm looking forward to this sort of tournament thing. I was trying to go over to it, but I'm trying to figure out exactly what the hell we're gonna do about this thing. So we can't leave it sort of, well, how you say, alone, right? I mean, between you and me, I was thinking about leaving Axel here, but I don't want to leave him alone. I don't think he's old enough for that. Sort of be, you know, watching out for himself to this degree. And especially just in case anybody sort of shows up, I definitely don't want to deal with that, you know?
No, it's understandable. Obviously, you know, I don't think we're going to be able to stick around here, but if you head back, I'm sure that the team can help you with that. You can give them your list of grievances, as it were, and I'm sure they'd be able to come up with something.
Yeah, I'm sure
You're not
something.
alone in this.
Yeah, hopefully something, but all right. If you came to sort of train and such, by all means, if you need my assistance, I'm also got a bit of free time. I'm willing to spar. Do as you do, pray as you wish. This is your home, my friend. Your home.
Thank you.
With that, let's see. Dre Axel will kind of let you do your thing. Go ahead.
So we're gonna let the keeper take him. Like when I say that
Gotcha.
we want to be alone here, I mean we want to be alone here.
You got it. All right. So if that's the case, though, hop in with Keeper Cast, and they will begin to head back to Voden. Got you. Question Dread, more so your preference. Would you want to start this now, or would you want us to go to Sammy and them, and then back
You
to
can. It doesn't matter to me either way.
I think Sammy's gone. I think we're gonna start with you right here.
Okay. So he's gonna turn back around to Rashid. Rashid, you know, knowledge is power, and well, as we just had the conversation previously before coming in here, we're in great need of power. I didn't push while we were in hell. You asked me not to push. But there is a great deal of secrets that you're keeping from me and the others. And you've pulled Zappy here to it as well. I don't know what it is. He's gonna wait for a second. Afraid answering questions may kill both either you, me, or Zappy. And anyone who hears it may face consequences themselves. So I bring you here, and I ask you, how do we get around this? How do we get the information that may save our very lives?
I think you. So let me try to explain this best as I can. I got this one, Zappy. And Zappy sort of nods. So, this information, could it be helpful? Maybe, but I strongly don't really think it would be. I have been trying in my best means to be able to act about said knowledge and showcase it in my own actions as much as I possibly can without endangering individuals, you know? But you knowing of said information would, one, probably just leave you with more questions and such rather than answers, and two, to be burdened with that knowledge, it wouldn't matter anyways because you can't share it, and three, one of us would have to be killed. One of us three. And, well, you're soulbound, same with Zappy, and I'm a key component to restoring the heavenly path, and if I die, then Voden's fucked. So, the way I see it is, it's a terrible idea to try to exchange this information for what it's really, really worth. Now, as much as I would like to grab the next sort of civilian or Velkin peasant and just be like, hey, this is what is going on, please help! You know, I can't really do that. So, I just ask you to just understand when it comes to that. How would we go about it? I mean, honestly, the way that we have been. I can act as much as I can on the information that I know, but never speak it and such.
He's gonna give him that, he's gonna squint his one eye. Rashid here. I don't enjoy being left in the dark. For now, I will trust you, but make an agreement with me. While we're at the tournament, we search for a way to bypass dying by getting information.
I can tell you out of experience, and Zappy can probably concur, it's probably not worth it. And to do it would lead to dire consequences. Out of game, you're gonna be suffering Navro type consequences.
I get it, and I want to try to find a way around it. It doesn't have to happen now, but understand, I'm letting you know a new goal has formulated while we're at the tournament, is to find a way to actually start getting information without these damn consequences.
Okay, I got an idea. I got one idea. It's not a good one, but it's somewhere to start, okay? Alright, here, here, Zappy, you can sort of say this one. Rashid, basically is thinking that, maybe we can kind of leave it like a puzzle, you know, and you kind of just figure it out. Because you're real smart, right? And,
Alpha's dumb as a box of rocks, bro. He just wants the information handed to him.
Zappy doesn't think so. He thinks you're the smartest guy in Voden, bro. Oh, man. So he'll begin to say... He'll say, so we can sort of do it in like a puzzle way, so you can sort of figure it out and connect the dots yourself. So, what we could think that you should do is, since there's gonna be that crazy little cool tournament thingy, one of the we know somebody who can probably help you. You should go talk to the Astral King. The Astral King will probably be the person you'll want to talk to, and you'll get a little bit of information. They'll be the first piece of this little astral puzzle, you know?
Mental note. That'll be one of the first things that Elf wants to do when he gets there. Very well then. Now, I didn't expect a lot of answers, but I do need your help with something else, Rashid. And out of game at this point, like, we can kind of fade to black here. Long story short, the things that we had put down previously,
Right.
contact, like, we can do it as just roles or whatever it may be, because I don't want to take a lot of time from everybody else. To make the two things and to contact Dindar and try to, or basically upgrade it to version 2.0 of Dindar Shield.
Gotcha. Okay.
And Rashid is here to help me test those things.
Oh man. Oh man. All right, I got you.
Right. So it's a fade to black moment, right? As things are going. But during that whole thing, the one thing that I do want to ask Rashid, actually, while we're working on this, he brought up the bow previously.
Yes.
Rashid, about the bow. The person that was originally going to receive it is no longer receiving it, yes?
I mean, I assume so. They're considered kind of soulless, but also kind of soulbound. It's weird.
Would it be the worst idea for us to have more than one weapon together?
Oh no, you can't do
working. You said can do that or can't do that?
Can't do that. Once you know this as well, like Dindar kind of made it very clear. Like once you are bound to that weapon, that is the only weapon you can ever like hold.
Oh no, I'm not taking. I'm not talking about taking it for me.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and explain them.
There's another individual actually in our group who Ulf would like to possibly give it to. Someone he's been training with outside of Rashid, and is decorating his ass in in serpent scale fucking armor, and is like, yeah, you get where I'm going with this.
I thought he liked guns though.
Yes, well, things can change as he like grabs a hold of his two shields, right? I've been thinking of contacting the god of creation. We'll see if he may be able to help.
Whoa, run that back. You see a sign of recognition, but he's more so confused on what the fuck do you mean by that. All right, god of creation, what the fuck do you mean by that?
Basically the equivalent to the god of the forge, right?
Oh, okay.
The same person.
Okay.
The same person he had been. The same person he had been doing.
I thought you meant
basically that he
entirely.
used to turn a certain large hammer into a set of shields.
Okay, I thought you meant something else entirely. No. Puforos is the god of the forge, not god of creation. God of forge. Very, very big distinction. Please remember that. Oh, goodness.
Use the correct terms, bro. The words have power.
Depending on what pantheon you're actually looking at, the god of creation is...
Yeah, typically, but yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'll mark that. It'll just sort of say, I'm actually surprised it wasn't, you weren't referring to Resnick because, I mean, I just could have thought about this. I mean, isn't he like sort of doing the whole thing with the monk stuff and like the heavenly path? I mean, like the heavenly path is
out of game. Resnick doesn't want a Dindar.
Hey, that's fine. I know. I'm just asking.
So I'm not trying to force it on the man.
I'm just like, okay, it's a thing. I don't know what's going on.
I mean, it was just a joke, anyways. I knew the guy like for, what, 2 days? I mean, shit. You should have seen what I had to do to find these fucking weapons. Apparently, they're just handing them out and shit.
But with that being said, Dindar is going to ask Rashid if he trusts him enough to redesign who may be getting that weapon. Or rename who would be getting that.
Out of game, ultimately, if they want a bow and to only ever use a bow rather than anything else.
Would he be able to reflavor them as the guns?
Oh, okay. I see what you mean. I see what you're getting at. Okay. Rashid has one other answer to that then. All right, time to pull upon campaign 1 lore and information. Jesus Christ. Well, Dindy did say that there was one thing a long time ago. This is like, I mean, I was still around and born, but like, this is before like the whole big world event, or not world event, more so like a cataclysm sort of thing that happened on Tahiri, like that long ago. There was an individual by the name of Ezra Crowler. He, you don't need to write this down, it's irrelevant. He was apparently chosen by Dendar, and he actually used firearms and such. I believe Dendar, when he decided to make this pact of revenge, Dendar decided to give him 2 guns actually. One being the gun of flight, and the other being the gun of fright. Flight and fright. One allows you to fly, one allows you to frighten those who dare oppose you. And I mean, I don't ever know what happened to the weapon. I just assumed that it got changed into this thing or like another weapon and such. As the weapons are pretty changeable, I imagine, because they shift hands so frequently. But
Literally redoes the shields. Tink tink.
you know, so I mean, I'm sure it's possible, but I would really want to stress and emphasize that he doesn't have to do this. I mean, that's not like a, I'm gonna try it out to give it a 7-day trial period, and then if I don't like it, I get the refund. No, that's like,
I understand.
you're fucked. You die, or you don't use it. And if you don't use it, then you die. So, yeah.
Then we ask. Only he can make that decision.
Okay. Oh god. Do I even still have those weapons? Those are from so long ago.
We can have that conversation well after this.
I know. I'm just curious for my own. I just want to know. But anything else?
Nope, that's pretty much it. Let me know if you want me to roll things for anything. But I think we've talked about everything, and we're good. Either in or out of game. We know what's happening.
Got you. So also out of game, and do you have your subclass yet for that thing or no? Are you like only one level for like a
yeah,
fighter?
only 1 level for now.
Gotcha. Okay. So It funny enough is built for the thing you're going for, like because that's what they were a long time ago. So it actually might work out perfectly. We'll see.
Okay.
That is funny.
I'm not like pursuing this idea. I'm just okay with it. Like,
Yeah.
it's not
This
like
is more so Ulf
my
saying, "Hey,
goal
you should
to-
use
Will, I've asked the question.
Yeah.
That
like,
man's got to
I'm
think of
fine-
it.
I'm
That
fine
man's
with
got to
it.
think about it.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. But if it happens to be that it would be better suited for someone else right now, for example, totally fine.
Right. Makes sense. All right. So
We'll talk about it after. We'll talk about it after the game, and we'll see what he wants to do. But
Easy.
we've at least asked the question.
Yeah.
We've started the question at least.
So you guys are able to do all the things that we sort of mentioned about in your downtime and more, and eventually you guys are able to return. But before you do so, we head back towards the base of 7 souls, and let's have that little conversation between Yahato and Graz. All right. So bam, activate. All right. So you guys are free to sort of go wherever you wish to have that conversation, but yeah, Elowen's gonna go tend to the garden.
Staying here.
Unless you
before
guys
we
have something for everybody, and I don't know if it's a thing.
Could Elowen stay?
Yeah.
Sure.
I was gonna ask, like, before we say, did Anth tell us, like, what he said, like, word for word, to Azuriha? Like, did he tell us, like, what happened?
I would say, like, we let's say when I would say right before they went to the arena and would have shared
Mm-hmm.
pretty much everything that he saw, he said, he was said to, and
Mm-hmm.
all that, you know.
All right. After that, if that's the case, Nato would look at both Ant and Graz and say, seems like we're not only growing as a group, but also as individuals. Can't help but notice that some of us have changed. You, Ant, but Graz. I don't even feel right calling you Grazi.
Graz will give a little smile and not even twitch an eyelid when he says Grazi. Although it's not a look of acceptance either. But
he said that he doesn't feel right
Yeah.
calling you Grazi.
Yeah.
Mhm.
she will give a little. She'll kind of look away for a second, and then look back at him and say, "Before now, before we came back from hell, before we had that fight, we were lost. I was lost. And a part of me was lost. But now, I remember who I am, who I was. I know I'm not the last Valkyrie." She looks at Elowen. And then she looks around at everybody still at the table. "And I know I'm not alone."
Let's see. That's
She'll look
well, we
over.
finally realized it. Graz, I have another question for you.
Mhm.
As you see, as his look gets kind of more serious. Deimos told me about this, and while saying that if he told me about other things that may erase me from existence, so I'm assuming it would be safe to say it to you. If it's not, I'm sorry. We're not even gonna realize that whatever the fuck is gonna happen. But it seems like that Black Star Dragon is apparently, according to Deimos, the cause of everything that's happening right now. I learned that TLDR is too far gone. Batshit insane. Any other terms you want to use? Have you talked to him?
More like, has he talked at me?
Just before she answers, can you roll insight?
Yes.
Also, when you do so, hey, check your DMs.
11. Can I would like to use my inspo that I got earlier this session, if possible?
It really is not worth it, Sam.
Okay.
Really not worth. Or if inspo is gonna go away, you could use it, but yeah, it doesn't matter. 11. Yeah, she'll notice it's not that hard, but you'll notice that the words he's been using about, "Oh, you might disappear. If you do, I'm sorry." That wasn't like, oh, him being trying, like he wasn't risking it. He was certain that nothing would happen, but he was more so like trying to test you and see if you would like get scared by that, or like if trying to test the change, how much of a new bear this is. But yeah, you can answer.
She would look down at her mark, close her palm, just hold it casually by her side. "This age is not very kind or cooperative. I don't know. She's choosing her words very carefully because he yells at her a lot. I'm not sure what his deal is. If that's true, it probably wouldn't surprise me. But I also don't know basically anything about him. I've asked him questions, hasn't really responded. I'm not entirely sure. I know that we have to utilize all of these marks, including this one, in order to save Odin. Other than that, whatever terrible deeds he may have done wouldn't surprise me.
Why would that mark still be associated with us trying to save Soulbound if he is not trying to save Soulbound?
I'm not.
I don't know. There's something wrong. Something doesn't click. I don't know what it is.
She looks very pointedly at him as he says that and says, I agree.
Is more so out of curiosity rather than anything. Elwyn looks over and says, is it that the wielder needs to perish? Genuinely curious, you know, but not really wanting to say, hey man, do you have to kill Graz? But
no. Not
If
currently.
If that is the case, though, if that's what it takes to save Odin, it's fine by me.
Well, that's
I'll
a
do whatever it
conversation for
takes.
later. For now, it's less about who to sacrifice and more about why sacrifice people in the first place. But yeah.
Oh, shit. Goddamn, Ulf's not here.
You know, you
Man.
can just wait until Ulf gets back, or Ulf can all of a sudden come back. Oh, hey guys.
Wait, Ulf comes back
Alright.
through the...
alright, whatever, sir. Bam, he's back.
They just want to be standing within 10 feet of me before saying the next thing. That's what it's coming down to.
I mean, I guess the question is
No.
because Dre Axel was there. Oh, it was coming first. I don't know. Alright.
Well, yes, well, that was the combination of, like, if Draxel is here, he might be able to answer some questions. If Ulf comes back instead, Ulf can also answer questions. He knows the answer to
Hey,
these
hey,
things, and Graz thinks that
hey.
she can't say anything still.
Solution.
Mhm.
Axel shows up right now and answers the question.
Oh man, what
Like,
was
right away.
what was the question? Just to make sure I got this right.
Well, basically, like, hey, girl, it wasn't like a direct question, and also, hey, like, something doesn't click, why are we supposed to side with the Black Star if he's not willing to, like, save Odin? And Elwyn asked, like, would you have to kill Graz? Or, like, it's not about whether we have to, like, it's not about who to sacrifice and more about why make a sacrifice in the first place. Like, why is it the case? Why is the Black Star so problematic?
That I don't really know myself. Howdy. You see his kind of knocks, sort of peering his head in. You see the blue dragonborn looking around. I hope I wasn't interrupting something, but I was told to sort of come here.
Actually, you have perfect timing. We were just talking about, and she keeps her paw firmly closed and just, like, draws the shape of the star on the top of her palm.
Look over and just so I have max of clarity, because it's been a while, you know. Dre Axel doesn't have like any, because I've been trying to figure this out over the break. He doesn't have his mark, or he only has the outline of his mark. Which one is it?
He doesn't
he-
have any mark at all whatsoever. It was completely
Okay.
purged
Doesn't have
from
an
him.
arm.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. And
He,
also,
no,
just-
we grew his arm back, but he never had.
Yeah.
gotcha.
He doesn't
okay.
have the star, and yeah, and we used the white mark and Ulfius ceremony, so he like changed back to his original alignment, and like
Right.
all of the voices in his head were completely gone. He couldn't hear anything. He was finally free to think and say whatever he wanted. Like he was completely cut off from that, as far as the way that you described it to us.
Thank you. All right, perfect. So, regardless, he'll still. I just need to know that for the sake of it. He'll look and speak and say, and I'm not entirely sure the point of. Well, more so. How you say. Why it was sort of necessary when it came to all these sort of things. I mean, I don't know if it was some sort of game, like it was a show or something stupid, where, I don't know, they were just the problematic individual at the plant. Fuck if I know. But regardless, I know it is trouble, and I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. Because, well, my worst enemy would probably do a lot worse with it. And you get the sense that he's actually referring to a specific someone. That's not just a saying, that's actually him meaning something by it.
Would you elaborate?
Let's just say, I don't know, just he'll start speaking. Yeah, you just sit down over there or something. There, just take a wall. Axel's just gonna place himself over here.
Don't break anything.
What you hear? He says, "Okay." I think let's just say the previous Soulbound and such. I mean, I was already again under its control and will, but let's just say I wasn't really the only problematic individuals from the past. And in fact, I'm looking to sort of see if, more so out of curiosity rather than anything, to see if any of them changed or not. Specifically, well, the one, you probably know him. I think he's been just the enemy of the Vulcan for a long while now. Emperor Zhao. Trying to see if he's changed at all or not, or if he's still a sadistic fuck. And such still.
He was soulbound?
Is soulbound.
Ew.
Previous Soulbound?
Well,
cycle
yeah,
Soulbound?
previous, not as far as I'm aware, not like y'all or whatever, right? He he and Hannibal Sensei or whatever the fuck, they used to train very well together. In fact, I wouldn't say that Hannibal taught Emperor Zhao what he knows. More so, they trained and Hannibal taught him some things, and Emperor Zhao taught him others. And eventually, they didn't see eye to eye and such. And long story short, bloodshed was spilled amongst all the soulbound and such. Wasn't pretty. And here we are, everybody's gone their own separate ways. And no one knows where the purple square went and such. Or hell, if there even was a purple square at all. Hey, Sammy.
Uh-huh.
You know what you gotta do. Make your highest saving throw.
Roll my highest saving throw. Okay, so my
Told you to keep that info.
I haven't updated my sheet, but this should be a +9 because her strength would be up to 20 now.
Got you.
Using inspo, cool. Using that right now. Great, 24. Woo,
Oh, not
thanks,
24
Gabby.
because it's 15 plus. It's just +1, so 16.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
That,
Numbers.
that glass breaking sound.
Damn, man.
That's
Everybody
just
else
it,
got
no.
nat 20s this thing, and I'm the first one who gets the nat 1. Always on the highest saving throws, man. Gunkel had like
Yeah.
7 of those.
God.
Regardless, you think you understand something, but it just evades you. Regardless. just evades you.
Curses.
Drax will look over. Well, I mean, did anybody have anything to say or ask?
No.
All right. Easy enough. While this is sort of happening, Keeper Cass will eventually have brought back Ulf, Rashid, and Zappy at this point, because again, time changes and works differently in the arena. So, you guys would be back as well.
As soon as they get back, Graz kind of, however long it took to finish that conversation, Graz would make it a point to look over at Resnick before like anybody moved or changed the subject or whatever. You know, we're talking about the purple square, and she would say, Resnick, did you want to try to use your mark to contact your dragon?
I mean, I want to try. I know we said it's probably not going to work too well, but I want to try.
Fair enough. All right. So, Resnick, as you begin to try to contact the likes of your sage, your dragon, for a moment, begin to wait, begin to ponder. You try. And you just hear whispers for a moment. Join. Nothing. No response past that.
Damn it.
Did you get anything?
Nothing, just whispers of not good astral.
Not good, as in people telling you to.
Yeah, that.
Sefik like sort of shivers a little bit after hearing that, or like understanding. Gotcha. Understandable. I mean, Rashid can sort of stay there for a little bit, and you can just go get him. And,
Either way,
he's perfectly fine with that. All right. You'd probably actually want to connect with the gods, anyways, to see. So you're good, and you can just walk on in whenever you feel like it. So, I guess, question, how y'all been, recently? Been a while.
We made it through hell. We
Literally.
rescued a god who happens to be Yahato's mother, who has tended some beautiful gardens outside.
Wait, what? You'll see as Elwyn just begins to sort of wave. Hi.
Where do you think all of this came from?
Axel looks over. He looks towards Ulf. Wait, I didn't know that she was fucking staying here.
where else would she stay?
What's wrong with that? Yeah.
Well, I mean, sorry. And you see as he like tries to bow or like sort of go to one knee, sort of bow his head like a knight or whatever. Oh, I'm so sorry. This is kind of whispers towards Ulf or Yato. This is Frost Maiden's wife, right?
He looks confused that Elwyn like. He okay?
I do not know. I'm so sorry for the informalities to sort of curse in front of is such an individual. My bad. My apologies. I didn't know. I never sort of seen you.
Graz will cut him off and just calmly and reassuringly, but with a lot of like projecting her confidence onto him, say, Sefik, it's all right. She's on our team. It's all right.
Yes, please. You can rise. No, nothing like that, please. Okay. All right. Fair enough. He'll rise. Bro, this man's like, this is, I don't know how else to put it. This guy's meeting like the equivalent of his god right now. Like,
yep,
what the
I'm
fuck?
well aware. It is funny. They're all just saying like, bro, chill. Come on, what's up?
Well,
bro?
you guys are just,
Ain't a big deal.
I mean, y'all seem like pretty sort of well associated with them and such. I mean, like, look, I've been spending a lot of time in the arena of the gods and such, and I mean, hey, never actually got to meet one in person, but y'all seem very, very chill with this whole thing. But never mind, I'm embarrassing myself.
No, it's cool. As someone who's been here for 5 days and starting to understand this, no, I get where you're coming from.
Yep.
Hey, at least you know our names.
Cross just looks over.
Ooh,
That was a
ooh,
decent
that seemed
sound.
targeted. Alright, well, that's happening.
Go ahead, yeah, I'll tell you if you're saying something.
Nah, hold on, let me think. Nah, nothing.
Gotcha. Well, hey, by the way, quick question, y'all. I'll try to figure this out. How exactly were y'all sort of going to this sort of tournament thing? Like, how exactly y'all plan on doing that?
He just, like, while sitting casually in the chair, like, points with his finger at Elwyn.
Oh, I mean, of course, that makes clear sense. The gods and such should be able to do that and pretty much anything, right? Yes, well, not anything. That's not how that works at all. No, but
He did get us from literal hell to here in an instant, right?
I will be essentially transporting you to whichever location that you seek, and once you get there, then just basically through a little bit of, not necessarily druidic magic, but a little bit more of nature-esque magic and such. And you will be able to arrive exactly where where you need to be for the tournament and be able to do that thing. Afterwards, I will consider it as my last bit of a token of appreciation, as I mean, sure, you were able to sort of use my house and build it up, but you also, turned, me and Vitalia's sort of, what was supposed to be our dream home, and you rebuilt it back up, and you... It's been nice, so just let me thank you in this sort of gesture, please. I don't know what I would do if I couldn't. Just as something. And Yahato, with that insight check from earlier in the session, you know why she's kind of doing this.
Same reason that she was like, oh, it's been too long.
She just wants to do do something that any sort of like even if it's a mom or just like as a friend and ally, just be, useful to some degrees where it's like, okay, I appreciate this. Here, have something, anything, rather than me just freeloading it up and being a damsel in distress, right?
Mm-hmm. Hold on.
Well, if that's the case, hey, if it's all right with y'all, care if I sort of join up with y'all and such. I have I was talking to this sort of Ulf over there, and I was seeing like, hey, maybe I could sort of see exactly what's been going on with everyone and such. See if anybody's sort of changed from being a dickhead, or if they're all the most hateful individuals that you can possibly sort of imagine. But I mean, well, I'm kind of hoping she ain't there, but I know she is going to be there. She's probably going to have a lot of words from me, Miss Oyama Nartok, that one. Yeah.
I hope she will be. I do know that I told you before, the Voda Knights they are associates with Hannibal. I don't know if he'll be there or not, but there may be a way to communicate with him as well through them.
Doubt, wonder whatever happened to 40 Cal and the Nameless and shit. He used to have the thing that Pyre had, the little white circle and such.
Oh,
Yeah. Any of y'all familiar with him? No, none of y'all are.
Nope.
Nope.
Yeah, I see. But yeah, 40 Cal and such. There was him. There was you guys are going to write this down, by the way. There's him. There was
Recall.
the blue mark. There was Oyama Nartok for the red one. That was Hannibal. Or purple. Fuck if I know. Black Star and such. I believe that was the one dead fucker.
Not you?
Wait, wasn't that?
It's extremely complicated and such. And
All right.
let's
and
just
you have
say,
all the time in the world.
let's just say, Emperor Zhao is an interesting individual with the means of what they can do. More so, what they're willing to do. All I will say is that. Oh boy. This is. I don't want you guys to sort of like out of game, like sort of stick onto this for right now. Hold off on it.
Okay.
He'll sort of just like. That's a whole can of worms. If we got time and traveling, maybe I'll be able to tell you about it or whatever. But maybe they can sort of explain it in person a little bit more, because they know a lot more about how the fuck that ended up happening rather than me. We'll leave it at that. But that sort of undead individual, part of the council or whatever, that fuck. I don't even know if whatever happened with him, if he's even alive or some shit. I don't know if he was able to figure out that whole situation. But him, and then Emperor Zhao, he had, well, that mark, and he sort of points over to Ulf.
Okay.
Dre. Oh man, but yeah, that seems to be
How's it Dindar, man? How's it Dindar?
but yeah, so, and besides that, I have Black Star as well, but and such, or I guess at the time, if you will, and yeah.
Suffolk, I do have a question for you. Since Elowen is here, it might connect some pieces of the puzzle, or at least give information. You had told us before you had pledged yourself to Vitalia, to the Frost Maiden, because you had learned their story, what happened to them, the death of her only true love. And that resonated with you. Do you remember what that story was that you heard?
Hold on 1 second to make sure I got this right, so I just don't mess anything up. Okay. For this, he'll keep it simple. He'll just be like, I kind of remember it, but I don't want to talk about it. Simple as that.
All right, that's fair.
All right. So, that being said, awkward tension aside, if that is the case, oh, also someone else is coming, and sort of hear them from a fucking mile away. Look over and look outside, and you'll see an individual sort of in a cloak and such, hooded for a moment. You'll see as a half giant begins to approach, or a Goliath. You'll see as he's kind of looking around and saying, "Is this the location? This doesn't even look like the tiger. Am I in the valley right now? What the fuck?" And he sort of looks up, and you hear Aegon, Oriama Nartok's brother, approaching. Hello? And then sees you approach. What do you say, Gross?
Gross would open the door, give him a wide grin, say, "Welcome, Aegon. Come on in."
Oh, thank goodness. I thought I got lost. Holy shit. You would
Isn't
not
it beautiful?
It is.
I love the snow, but these flowers are amazing. Actually, Elowen is the one who planted them in all the gardens.
Oh, wait. What?
We've had a few new...
You tell him about them. You tell him all about it. You catch him up to speed, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, introduce him to everybody.
Yeah.
Stop bowing,
Oh god,
get
it's
the
a
fuck
god.
up.
Holy shit, do I bow? Ah, and then okay, just stand back up. All right, we're good. You know, that whole thing goes down.
Mm-hmm.
I see. Well, you told me to sort of, or you gave a phone call and such. I'm sorry again that my sister couldn't make it. She's busy with her own thing right now, and let's just say she's. Last time I contacted her, she seemed very happy, if you will. Apparently that
excellent.
people are they're treating her well, and the such, or in the sense of no more horror stories of the great Oyama Nartok.
Graz visibly has like a wave of just like, oh, finally, people are respecting my bestie. She is happy and relieved. Doesn't say anything, but like you can just see it in her eyes and in her posture. Good.
Drax is gonna keep that to himself, all right? What exactly did you request me here for?
We are leaving to go to the tournament at Bayani. If you're willing, since you're here, I'm assuming you will, we would like for someone to guard and protect this place. Keep an eye on the taiga. Let us know if anything happens, might be happening, if trouble is brewing, if celebration is in order. We don't want to lose our connection to this place just because we are in Bayani. If you're willing.
Well, I actually, I guess it could be useful. Question, is there a I mean, I guess I could always go out into the woods, never mind. If it's fine that I continue my research and, as well as continue this new sort of practice that I found, then if that's okay with me, then sure.
What is your new practice?
Well, you remember how long ago I was, I guess since we've even met, I always was interested in runes and such. Well, turns out that bit of knowledge proved very useful. Eventually, as I was able to sort of start delving more and more with the heritage of the giants and more, I was able to stumble upon more so secretive runes. And these runes, and you'll see as he begins to take out a massive sort of great sword behind him, and you'll notice as it has multiple rune or giantkin runes placed upon it. I was able to find this and imbue it with, well, this and such. It seems to be that I was able to find another type of sorcery, if you will. So, once I was able to find that, I closed the book. I still have it for more so safekeeping, and was actually planning on handing it to Pyre, but I don't see them around here. It's fine. But regardless,
I do know another wizard, if you would like to share the knowledge.
Sure, as long as, they're trustworthy. Wizards are, I'm speaking from myself as a former wizard. We can be a lot.
Cross gives him a very sad smile and says, I trust him with my life.
Well, we'll see, but I believe at least what they're saying it is just calling this a rune blade, if you will. Intent, nudge, nudge. That is the new stuff. And we've been working on that with Ducky. Seems to be it's more so a type of sorcery that's not really born much. It's more so found or sort of crafted, given, or anything of the sorts. It's quite powerful, I will say that, but very dangerous, if you will. But nothing that you should worry about. Of course, Goddess, you don't have to worry about me zapping your entire building down. No, nothing like that. But everything should be fine. Oh. If that's the case, I am more than happy to do so. Drea Axel will actually speak and sort of to all of you and say, I have a question though. So I was hoping that maybe y'all be able to give it a little bit of insight. So right now, I assume that Rashid fella, he's over there in the arena of the gods, but I assume he wants to sort of head to the tournament with y'all. Question though, so, the thing is, I need to sort of head to this tournament. It's very important to me to do so, but I know of the tournament before, and let's just say I know it's not going to be more so the safest of environments for the little one over there, big one. You know what I mean? Kind of points to Axel and says, you guys got any suggestions and such? Like, look, I really don't want to. I don't want him to sort of be locked up in that whole arena, just fighting. I mean, he enjoys it, but there's more to sort of life than just battle and such, even for a Velkin. You got any sort of ideas on what we sort of can do?
Hey, got any experience with taming yetis?
No, but I can give it my best shot.
You promise not to break the house.
As long as he does, or as long as he does, you see his, I'd probably say at this point, if it ain't Zappy, it's probably Asiu. Asiu is sort of like playing around with, the Yeti, just trying to see what the fuck he is and vice versa. They're just looking over and just like, kind of looking at his eyes and all that sort of stuff. I mean, he seems harmless besides the astral stuff. That's fine, I hope. Pyre was like that. He was fine. So, yeah.
Axel should be fine. If you... Anth occasionally has been able to speak to him somehow. If you know that same kind of magic, you could even communicate with him.
I don't know it myself, but I will make sure to learn it or make a couple of phone calls and such to be able to do it. So, we can get that handled.
Axel is a good companion. Very good friend.
So, that's the case. You all seem confident and such. When are you looking to sort of leave? Or actually, are you leaving now?
I do have one more question before we leave, specifically for you, Aegon.
Sure.
Have you seen or even heard of a tower appearing in the taiga or anywhere else?
He would have, but it's not like it's not the tower you're looking for. It's something else and just the taiga. It's not relevant.
Okay.
Yeah, it would have been relevant if you guys were doing around with the Frost Maiden, but nah, it's not relevant anymore.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Yeah, she's asking like specifically about the dragon towers.
Nah, definitely not.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. No worries then.
Fair enough. So, here, I guess I will set my things down and such, and I will continue on. But I guess thank you for trusting me with this task, and I guess Yeti sitting. I guess. He's gonna
like house protecting, but sure.
Hey, whatever you want to call
Whatever
it.
you want.
Alright.
We
So,
do appreciate you doing this favor for us.
sort of
We do.
not.
Also, please, no one gets to the basement.
Wait,
Right?
what?
Oh yes, we have a teleportation circle down there. It's locked up tighter than any. God, there's not a Fort Knox in Voden.
Probably
The
the
security.
probably the Astral King's home. I don't know. Or no.
Don't
Probably,
worry, I put
no,
like
no,
20 traps down there.
The equivalent of Fort Knox would actually be the the Zhao Dynasty's empire, because they have their big thing is they have the giant wall that is protected even from the corruption.
Nice.
Don't worry,
Yeah.
I put like 20 traps down there.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Groz would explain like the first thing that she did when we got here was set up security measures around the house,
Yeah.
around the area, like magic ones, physical ones, surveil, whatever. And then when we created the teleportation circle, we were like, hey, we're building this basement with like 10-foot thick walls. We're putting like 38 different traps. We're putting fucking video cameras in every moment. Like this door needs like 28 codes to open. So she would just explain all of this to Aegon and just so that he knows what it is, but also knows that, chances are pretty good that he won't have to do anything with it, and if he does, he should contact us because he's not doing it on his own.
Fair enough. You give him like the whole like, okay, these are the, this is the or codes to the remote and all that stuff for the TV, yada yada yada, But yeah, you give him all the information that he needs, and he's good to go. All right. So with that, 7 souls. Is there anything else? If not, then yeah.
Unless you're gonna let me and Ant do our tournament or training arc thing, but I think we're already at time.
That's what I was sort of saying. Like, if there's anything you guys need to do, make sure to do it. Yeah, because we're already at time, so I was trying to get you guys going. Yeah. What do you guys want to? I'll leave it up to you. What do you guys want to do for that?
No, it's fine. Don't worry about it. We're at time.
Everybody else?
If you're cool, we can
Fine
just
with
say that
whatever.
it existed and that it definitely happened, and we could probably like do a little write-up of it in the like in-game content chat or something.
We can role
Like
play
you
it
guys
out
should
of
have
game.
that moment. Yeah, we can roleplay it out of game if you're cool with that. Because we definitely want you to like have that moment before we go to the tournament.
Mhm.
But we got to go to the tournament.
Sure thing. And we can also do it where it's like we play a little flashback scene or whatever, like beforehand,
Eye of the Tiger plays in the background.
Right, easy enough. We can work something out easily. All right. So, if that's the case, fast forward and all of that. Eventually, Ella will begin to look over and say, "All right, if you all are ready, then come gather forth. We'll say outside in the front." So Axel will be, or more so. We'll handle all that later. It's fine. I'll tell you basically the TLDR what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
All right.
As everyone is filtering out, Graz would tell Elowen just a quick, if there is, I know you have to do what you need to do. We will do the tournament and then what we can do after. If there is anything that I or any of us can do to help you, tell us. We will do whatever it takes.
Yeah, I'll make sure to do so. But as
Thank
far
you.
as I'm aware, all I ask is that you handle whatever business at this tournament that you need to do. And then if you wish for something else afterwards, then your best bet is to help me and head towards, I guess, the World Tree. And we can sort of confront Vitalia together. That's
We will.
Right.
Besides that, all right, here we go. You'll see as she'll begin, or Ella will begin to walk over towards this area for a moment, and you'll see as she will begin to sit down for a second, beginning to become attuned with nature. You'll see as all the vines will begin to start wrapping around her for a moment, and eventually you'll see as sprouting out from the ground, almost forming. You notice as multiple bits of animals begin to also start heading over and sort of investigating to see what is going on in this area. And eventually, you'll see as her eyes will begin to shift from that of blue to that of a sort of lighter green for a moment. And beginning to slowly form the portal for you all guys to step through. She looks over, is everything okay? I can only hold this for so long, so if there's something wrong, then please let me know.
Nope. If you're doing it, it's fine.
That's like-
If you're doing it, it's
Oop, my bad.
it's fine. Thank you for your help.
All right, come on. Quick.
Come on, everyone. Let's go.
All right.
All right.
Yato's gonna, or Yato, you're running in, or I guess holding back, up to
he's
you.
He's gonna run in, like, he's gonna walk in last, like,
You
after
got it.
everybody's already gotten to the. I just want to have this last 5 minutes.
Ross will go second to last.
You got it.
But as soon as everybody else is through, she will nod. She'll look at Yahato, look at Elowen, nod, and say, "Thank you," again, and then she will go through. Leave Yahi with his mom.
You got it.
Yeah. like the moment, like the last person, I guess in Graz, enters the portal, he starts walking in and then stops for a moment, turns back to Elowin as he says, "Don't think about it too much. You don't need to feel obligated. Like, you don't have to do anything. I got this. Just stay alive. That is all. That is all I need you to do. We'll meet you back at the World Tree after this tournament."
So look over.
As he gives her a hug, since no one is here, and runs into the portal.
She'll look over for a moment, and nothing that you sort of need to do on your own out of game, a draw, but you immediately sort of look over, tap you on the cheek, and you'll see as the little marking upon your marking upon your cheek will begin to slowly glow blue for a moment, and then eventually will fade.
Oh boy.
You're my son. I know you've got this. Good luck, 7 souls, and do what you gotta do. And with that,
All right. And he.
as you begin to head into the likes of the portal, eventually, last sort of thing, in a brief sort of flash, each of you are overwhelmed with the sights. Your senses are completely shocked to its core as you shift still from the, it's not like freezing cold because of the snow, but it is still cold in the taiga regardless. And you shift to normal, suitable temperatures, if not warm temperatures. It's absurd even. But the smells of war and bloodshed from the taiga don't plague your nose, but instead smell of differing fruits and scents from many people of many differing environments and cultures. That is what you smell. You begin to become unblinded from the sun, as this is the first time a lot of you have even seen the sun in the first place. And you make out an island's beautiful architecture and exotic markets scatter around the shore. And as you draw closer, you can make out a bustling island of vibrant color. You all see this. Oh boy. Looking around, make sure everything's cool. Fantastic. You look around, and as you do, you see as there are training monks, vendors, and travelers from all over gathering for the grand tournament. You and many other travelers, from noble onlookers seeking to simply watch the tournament, to masterful warriors looking to compete. But regardless, you are all welcomed with open arms. The locals almost eager to show off the island to many new individuals of its delights and offerings. And though the tournament grounds are a sight to behold, you look over and you know that this tournament is a test of strength, a test of skill, and every warrior, regardless of how much they sort of indulge in the beauty of this island, they know why they are here, and they know what they must do. And as you look over, now it's time for the newest challengers to leave their mark. And with that, my friends, we're at time, so that is where we will end session 1 of the 7 Souls. It's tournament time!
Let's go!
Oh, buddy. We got some fun stuff for this. All right, yo. Oh man, I'm gonna I'm gonna leave this map over here, and you guys can see the funnies sort of stuff over there, because there's a lot of funny individuals over here. But yeah, I will be. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go break down Street as usual, and we'll kick it off. All right, be back, y'all.
Yep.
Don't mute that. Mute this. There we go.
Mute
I'm getting
us,
used
mute
to it.
us.
I'm getting used to it. All right. All right, there we go. I think we got it now. Thank you everybody for everyone who was able to tune in and more. You guys are fantastic as usual. Special shout out to all the players for being able to make it for this session. They're freaking awesome as well. So yeah, special shout out to you guys. Be sure, if you guys are enjoying the stream, be sure to leave a follow, especially if you're new. Be sure to sub if you want to support and all of that craziness. Now, this is the first session back for the Soulbound series, and if you missed it, the VOD's already on YouTube. You can go check it out over there. Excuse me. Also, we're gonna be live tomorrow at Sunday, or on Sunday at 1 p.m. for Secrets in the Sands, which is the second part of the big campaign for Project Aurora. That is the desert-based campaign, and we're gonna see exactly what those warriors are doing. So this is the group that was kind of in the same realm of Trials of Passage. Now we're going to be heading towards for next group. This is going to be the group that's handling with Greed of Garthanon. So it's going to be awesome. Be sure to tune into that. It's going to be a little bit of Easter eggs and references to Greed of Garthanon and all that stuff soon. So hey y'all, thank you guys again. We're going to try to raid into somebody and figure out who the heck that's going to be. I'm not entirely sure who. We're gonna look around and see what we can manage. Let's see. Remnants, Talgon. Nah, it's not really many people to raid into. Let's see if we can just raid into somebody in the Dungeons and Dragons community and say screw it. Oh, you know what? We can roll into our RPG. Roll Positive Gaming. Yeah, let's do that. It's been a while since we've raided into them. So give me 2 seconds. And yeah, and again, real quick, as I was saying before, you're going to want to check your DMs to see if you've gotten any messages regarding like joining the games for the West Marches, because I sent a lot of DMs out recently, like personally. So be sure to check into that. All right, y'all. I'm gonna raid. I'm gonna. Oh my gosh, Twitch is just glitching out. We might not be able to raid. All right, we might not be able to raid. There we go. All right, y'all. I'm gonna set it up. I'll see you guys later.